Hello, and welcome to tonight's episode of Drachmae and Demigods. I'm Sammy Ferber, and I'll be your host for the evening. Welcome to the Links of Tartarus campaign Season 2. We're happy to have you. If you're new, you can watch our backlog of episodes on our YouTube channel. The link is right down below. You can watch all of Season 1, all of Season 2, and we are pretty close to the end of a 3-year-long campaign here. So feel free to catch up on all those episodes to catch up before the grand finale. Don't know when exactly that'll be, but soon-ish. But if you are watching this on YouTube right now, know that you can watch us live on Twitch every Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So you can watch live and chat along with us and have a good time with us. But with all that said, let's hop right in to tonight's episode, shall we? So, previously on the Links of Tartarus, time was running out for the hands of fate as God's Sight Day fast approaches. The day every 3 years where the gods gather on Olympus to debate and make judgments about the goings-on of Gaia. The Hands of Fate, along with their demigod allies from the Society, who are now unofficially known as the Phantom Fingers, have already made history by being the first mortals ever to be allowed to come to God's Sight Day to plead their case. Their mission is twofold: to expose Hecate as the mastermind behind the plot to release the Links of Tartarus, and to make a pitch for a new way to run the universe going forward. That new way, however, was still a bit fuzzy. So, knowing it would take a chunk of time to climb up the Olympian mountains in order to keep their appointment on God's Sight Day, the Hands sent their Phantom Fingers ahead, having them begin the ascent while the main party finished one last task: going to the elemental plane of air. There, they hoped to find Rhea, wife of Kronos and mother of the gods, who could potentially provide some insight on what they should do in the future. She could maybe even give them tools to help them achieve their goals, like the Baby of Stone, an ancient artifact believed to contain the power to either make or destroy a god. Upon arriving on the plane of air, the party quickly found themselves in the floating city of Akka, seemingly the center of Aarakocran society, ruled by none other than Zeus's champion, Heracles the Great. It took a bit of convincing, but eventually the party was able to convince Heracles to guide them to Rhea. After traversing the labyrinth winds and passing through a living storm so massive it could very well have been the primordial of air himself, the Hands of Fate found themselves in a charming, calm oasis filled with gardens and orchards. Here is where they found Rhea, who oddly took a form that reminded each of the party members vaguely of their mothers. They asked Rhea about a creature called the Forgotten One, someone Tethys had mentioned in her letters to Poseidon as someone who could potentially be found to take back her gift of immortality. Rhea explained that the Forgotten One was a myth, even to the Titans, and her existence may or may not have ever been real. But according to the stories, Khaos may not have made the universe alone. He could have had a partner. And through some unspecified conflict, his partner was lost, or forgotten, or destroyed. But that generally, according to the story, Khaos made intelligent life, and his partner gave them meaning or direction. The whole thing was super vague, though, and honestly not super helpful. But when the party told Rhea of their tentative plan for the universe, of a future where a council of mortals acted as the voice of the common people, the bridge between mortals and gods, and the gods would be unable to personally come to Gaia again, something seemed to shift. Perhaps it was the party expressing their desire to get out from underneath the gods' plans for them, the gods' control, their desire for true free will. Rhea admitted that she could get the party an audience with Khaos himself, where they could ask for a gift, a tool to help accomplish their goal. They would just need to know what to ask. So, when we left off, you were meeting with Rhea in her garden as she was on her hands and knees. And she had told you that you could take as much time as you need to get ready, but that when you were ready, she would take you to Chaos. So, what are you doing?
I guess do we need more time to discuss?
Well, the question is, do we want a long rest? As in, like, do we want to rest and be fully prepared for Chaos? Because I have a feeling...
want a short rest, please. I can't fly anymore.
Yeah, so do we want to have a short rest then, just to make sure that we can make sure we're fully healed? And because Ray has said that mortals can't be in the presence of Chaos for that long, right? Because
Yeah.
so powerful and stuff. So
That I would not do a long rest because time moves differently on different planes of existence, and I don't want us to take a long rest and then we get back to Gaia and God's sight day is like 2 hours from them because we took a long rest and somehow got fucked up.
okay, well, I'm good with the short rest.
Please.
And then I think we're
genius back.
yeah. So let's short rest real quick, and then I think we will be ready to have that audience.
All right. You ask Rhea for a place to momentarily rest. She takes you not inside the building, but you see there is a part of this orchard where several trees come together in their canopies to create a sort of closed-off corner that is dark and cool and peaceful. You guys can curl up in this area to relax, take a quick nap, whatever you'd like to do. If anyone needs to heal, feel free to use some of your hit dice to heal. Anything that recharges on a short rest, feel free to recharge. After about an hour and a half or so, Rhea comes back. So, are you ready?
I think so.
Well, follow me. As she leads you into this extremely tall building, and you see as you approach this sort of main archway, it's almost not useful to call it an entryway, an archway, because the arch is so high above you and the sides so wide apart that for all intents and purposes it's just emptiness. But you guess if you were like 300 feet tall, this would feel like an archway. But as such, you just sort of walk into this large, empty chamber. Directly in the center of this chamber is a unimpressive, mundane stone archway. Smaller, normal-sized, human-sized. And in this archway is a translucent veil of satin. You're not quite sure. You're not even sure if there's actually any material there. It just sort of seems to flicker in a non-existent wind. Through there, you will find Chaos. But as a reminder, Chaos, more than anything, is a believer in free will. When you pitch to him, be sure to keep that in mind. Yes? Good luck. She nods and leaves.
You guys ready?
Man, this is crazy.
Yeah,
We started.
I could be.
I know. Culmination of years. But I feel like this is the best thing for Gaia.
out of character, this is also fucking crazy because it's also the culmination of years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I want to grab everybody, link up, and walk through this together.
Okay.
We're gonna hold hands.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a powerful moment.
Yes, we're
Yeah,
holding hands.
fine.
Get the
Alright.
fuck over it. No toxic masculinity in this campaign.
A
Truly.
singular hand for Ryujin.
You've got a
You'll be on the
prosthetic.
end.
Prosthetic.
You guys step through this archway. And you are nowhere. You are in nothing. There is just gray. There's no floor. You're not even sure if there's gravity. But your feet feel like they're on something solid, if you have feet. Looking down to check, you understand, you look back up, and then you've forgotten whether or not you have feet. You look back down, right, 100%. Look up, no idea. It's bizarre. It's a weird sort of being and not being quantum state. It's neither light nor dark, cold nor warm, day nor night. It is just is. And also is not. The absence of thing and the overwhelmingness of thing is hard for your brains to sort of rationalize. I need everyone to make a intelligence saving throw.
Damn it, Sam. Oh. Let's see.
Let's start with Ilmay. What'd you get?
17.
17. Ryujin?
Ryujin saving throw with a -2 modifier.
This for wisdom or intelligence? I'm sorry.
Intelligence.
Okay, that's what I thought, but my
Oh.
brain for some reason was like, ask again.
I rolled a 3 with a -2 modifier.
So
for
what?
one.
Anura?
I'm good at this, right? Okay, yeah, I am good at this. Wow, this is hard to read. So that was an 18 plus 9, so 27.
Okay. Alexios?
27.
And Adagio. You are muted, Adagio.
You know, every time I've talked this entire session thinking you guys are just ignoring me.
Oh no! Were you talking?
There were a good, like, 5 times where I'd be like, I have a question. And I was like, you know,
Oh,
maybe
no.
I'm just not. Maybe this just isn't my week.
Hilarious. Well, hey, we can hear you now. What'd you get on your save?
It was a 10. My
10.
question, though,
Yes.
was if we could use the Titans to filter, like, chaos. Like, if, like, Phoebe would be able to, like, use her presence to, like, make it so that it's not as, like, strong on us.
I am going to say it's a really interesting thought. Chaos is so much older and so much more powerful than the Titans that I'm going to say no. That as knowledgeable and as powerful as Phoebe is, she is no help to you here.
Damn, baby.
I was really
Remind-
hoping
Can I
that
ask
was
a
going to be
question?
wisdom, because then I can help y'all a bit, but...
Yeah, no. So, Adagio, wait, sorry, what'd you get?
I rolled a 10.
10, right. So, Adagio and Ryujin.
Yay.
The state of being that you're in right now and state of unbeing equally is so foreign to your mind, so utterly detached from any sort of laws of reality that you have lived your entire lives under, that it's too much for your brain to take. And while you are still yourselves, you are both frightened and you have an overwhelming urge to turn and get right the fuck back out of that portal. This place is not good.
So are we still linked, like holding hands?
Yeah.
So if we feel them try to pull back, can like the rest of us hold on to them to keep them here?
Yeah. Ryujin and Adagio, as you try to move back, your other friends are holding you in this hell place.
Can I try to speak to both, like, to whichever one's closest to me? We didn't really say what order we went with.
I mean, you're all essentially in the same area.
Can I, like, turn to, like, the one that I can see closest? Like, I'll turn to Ryujin and Adagio, like, separately at different times. Calm down. We are here with you. Calm down.
Ryujin, Adagio, there is no here for your friends to be with. They don't understand. They seem to not understand that you are nowhere. And you are everywhere. You are as close to Anura as you are to fucking Troy.
Can I just say, feel the connection that you have with us. Ground yourselves with the rest of us. Just hold on. That's all we're asking. Don't let go.
What if I tried like calming our emotions? Or like calm emotions?
Interesting. I'm gonna say in your state, you are in no state to do that.
I feel like Ryujin is just like repeating to himself, like mumbling, looking down, like holding his head or something. Or, like maybe attempting to, but you guys have his hands. He's like, nothing makes sense. This doesn't make sense. Where are we? Who am I? What is this? Just like rattling
Much more
through.
confusing than seeing the future, that's for sure.
For sure.
Would
It's like I'm doing
protection
both.
from good and evil help with anything?
We're gonna find out.
Because it
Oh, I can
grants
cast calm
protection
emotion.
against
Alexios,
celestial.
You're casting calm emotions on who?
Is it a sphere?
Yeah, I just heard it mentioned, and I don't know what calm emotions does.
I'm
I heard it
weak.
was-
Oh, but do you have it?
Yeah, through the link.
Oh,
Oh, are you attuned to
He's
Iapetus right now?
Yes.
I didn't remember
Nice.
you were tuning, so I'm learning new things.
Okay.
I didn't unattune. Yeah, I don't remember.
I thought we had
You're
done
bad.
something where you took it off.
no.
Did
He
we?
mentioned it too when we met Rhea. Like he put the ring behind his back so that Rhea
Yeah.
would be like,
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
like you
true.
went to meet with Hephaestus or something that happened and you had taken it off. I don't remember you ever saying you put it back on.
I mean, he had it on last session. I just didn't know he was attuned to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
That's right. As long as you're attuned to it on your character sheet, that's all that matters. So yes, calm
So she's
emotions.
attuned to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything against that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says 20
It's a radius.
foot sphere.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cool. So I need Adagio and Ryujin to make charisma saving throws against the spell save DC for the link.
"Oh my charisma."
Can they
This is what I'm
choose
good
to
at, yo.
fail?
They are in no state to choose to fail.
I
Okay,
can use my
so-
divination
If
to
I-
use that 6 and fail.
Sure.
Kidding
if
me.
there's.
I rolled another 3, Sammy. That's plus 10, 13.
Alexios,
my
what's the
six-
DC?
Plus 5 is an 11.
You know, I am looking for it. And
Why do I have such
can't
a high
It
find
might
bonus
just
to
use
save?
your spell save DC if it's not specified.
It says the link spell save DC.
Then
Or
it
the holder of the link. Never mind.
Okay.
I read it wrong. And my spell save DC is
9 million.
18.
Oh shoot!
No,
Goddamn.
wait,
They both fail.
So yeah, so they both fail. So Adagio, Ryujin, the environment around you does not begin to make more sense, but the immediate panic begins to recede, and the urge to jump back through that portal recedes. I mean, all of you have a bit of an urge to jump through that portal because this world makes no sense, but Adagio, Ryujin, you sort of are able to calm down enough to reach the same sort of state of uneasiness as the rest of your friends.
Kind
Is
of-
this
I kind of pictured it like we felt like we were drowning almost. You know, like that
Yeah.
panic where you need to like get to the surface for
Yeah.
air.
Yeah.
so? Is this something we'll have to keep saving against?
No,
Okay.
you don't
Less
know.
than a
Depends
minute.
how long you're here. If time exists here.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast protection from good and evil, or evil and good on Ryujin in case, because it helps with saves against celestials.
Okay.
So that's on him, except that he has a little bit of help considering he has a -2.
Sounds good. So, you
I'm
guys
now
are
concentrating.
in this space. What are you doing?
Can we reach out to Chaos somehow?
Can I just like shout out into this void,
Wait.
not this place, and just be like, "We're here to seek an audience with Chaos?" Question mark. Don't
I don't
know
know if
what's
the
going
question
on.
is good right now. We took shouting into the void literally.
You wait a bit, and there's some time that passes, a few moments, a few millennia, and nothing happens.
Can I just start? Like, can we like walk here? Like, I feel like it'd be hard because we're like here and not here. So how do I like?
You absolutely, you could take a few steps forward. Looking down, you see whether or not you have legs. You look back up, you forget whether or not you have legs, but you are able to move forward in a direction in this space. It's like one of those video game glitches where like you're in your running cycle, but the environment doesn't change around you. Like
You're
there is
lagging.
there is nothing
Hmm.
around for you to determine whether or not you're moving.
We've got like a
Um,
being of
we're
like
just like-
7 right now.
Can I ask
Wait,
Adagio to pull out his like maybe a stone compass? And does it
So-
point in a direction?
We're like legs. Legs.
Right.
Legs.
Yeah, exactly.
Can
Question, answer, question, answer.
I like in my mind start reaching out to Chaos, so like repeatedly asking like to speak to Chaos, that we need an audience with Chaos, just like keep repeating it in my mind.
Absolutely.
And
Alright.
does the compass thing do anything?
Adagio, looking at the compass, the black dot that acts as a sort of magnetic north is gone entirely. You're just looking at a crystal.
Oh,
The baby is gone. It exists but never existed, and it will always exist.
Yeah, like that's kind of the vibe you're getting.
Can I ask Phoebe what I'm? Phoebe, have you ever talked to Chaos before?
No one has talked to Chaos before.
Ain't no way. Maybe we have to be asleep. You know, he was able to like contact us in like some way.
Y'all,
Real
we're
quick.
making moves. All right, we planted a tree in the mountains of the fates. No one had been there, and now we're here. Straight.
Adagio
Can
said
I
the thing
picture
about
a
the
guy?
baby being God, and I started laughing right as I tried to eat a Taki.
Ooh.
I've never known true pain until now.
guys,
Can
I'm
I
at a
picture
loss.
us meeting
I'm-
some like abstract person? I don't know. Like if I picture it in my head, maybe it'll happen
Okay?
in a visual. Just some indescript, like a cutout of a person. Two
Yeah.
arms, 2 legs, a head.
I'll join
Does anything
Alexius on
pop
that.
up?
This is a realm of possibility and nothingness. And as you think about that sort of cardboard cutout humanoid shape, the grayness around you is full of them. and they're also none of them.
So, can I
start?
just picture us meeting with Chaos?
Yeah.
Us going and finding him to talk to him. Picture this in our minds.
Of course,
and it
yes.
will happen.
There is a sitting room with a couch and a rug and a fireplace, and there's none of that.
You with Chaos?
Oh my
Can
god.
I start visualizing the artifact that we were going to ask for?
What are you gonna visualize?
Okay, was everyone okay with the thing that I sent to Discord before I say it?
I didn't even look at it.
Look at it, like, give me a yes or no before we say that this is okay. This is not character planning that Sammy said we were allowed to have for a second. I'm taking advantage of it.
Absolutely, take your time. This is a big deal.
I'm so scared that this is either going to work or not work or work wrong, so I need to make sure.
But if this, I'm just imagining like
Oh.
Sammy being like, that artifact exists and also doesn't exist, and us grabbing it and it like phasing out of existence.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
good?
I also, yeah, so while Honora is picturing that, I just kind of want to picture, or just like think about trying to give Chaos the reasoning behind this. So talk about like thinking about our struggle with having no say in what goes on in Gaia and giving the people of Gaia pretty much what we were saying, free will, and expressing that need and to control what the gods can do to mortals, because no being should be able to control others like that. So that is what I'm just thinking in my head to give the reasoning behind why we want this.
Okay.
I've got one yes.
Go for it.
While
Need
you're
an answer.
while you're waiting for the rest of those answers, Enora, Elme, as you're thinking this, you see on a horizon that doesn't exist a figure, and a million of them, and none. And then there's one right in front of you. And they surround you. And they're gone. But one remains.
But one
Formless,
doesn't.
But one does.
Oh.
Formless, shapeless, oddly humanoid, oddly somewhat similar to the cardboard cutout of a person that Alexios had imagined. Almost like an AI picture of a human that it looks humanoid until you start to focus on individual parts, and then nothing is quite right. It's the idea of eyes and the idea of teeth, but they're not teeth and they're not eyes. But there is something before you now.
Hold, please. Adagio, give me a freaking answer instead of sending 20 emojis in the Discord.
What was the question? I totally spaced.
The question was, is the description that I sent as a screenshot in Discord of the artifact okay before I say it?
I was
Adagio
giving
has
you
sent a total...
question. An answer that is an answer but is not an answer existed and never existed.
Sammy started
Okay, you're
this.
not Chaos!
I am now.
I am Chaos with a C.
Yeah.
I'm Chaos.
So all of you now see this almost being in front of you.
Okay,
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna start explaining the artifact that we want from
Did
Chaos.
we want to add anything else to it? So we said we were gonna. I guess I can't remember what we said we would add now, but
That's pretty much it.
This
What-
was it, I thought.
Is it?
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, can I start explaining the artifact that we want from Chaos to him? Like, visualize explaining it to that very specific figure and, like, actually saying it to that figure.
What are you gonna say? He's
Okay,
right
I'm
here.
just making,
Explain
I
it.
was being specific because I'm
Explain
scared.
it and explain what we want to do, I guess, as well. And, like,
Yeah.
really paint the picture if we can.
We want an artifact that can channel the power of chaos in order to create structural boundaries that keep the gods off of Gaia and give them autonomous rule of their own individual planes, meaning they can control which other divine beings can enter. Mortals can still enter planes as adventurers, but the gods become hands-off from Gaia. This would apply to the Titans as well. This would be a way for us to make sure that mortals have free will and that the gods are no longer controlling Gaia on a whim and making it where this whole plane of existence of people is under their thumb, and they wouldn't be under any divine being's thumb anymore.
Unless they choose to.
Unless the
As
divine
in-
being, unless the person's like, yes, I want to be ruled by this god.
And they can go to that plane then.
Yeah.
There's no way for the gods to physically be on Gaia anymore.
Except through their champions.
We don't have to specify that!
I feel like we gotta add it.
We have been through that. That was going to be a thing that the council does.
Oh, we said that we were gonna have gods, champions, and then us as well.
Well, we decided that the gods could still talk to the champions because the champions can go to their planes. That was the point of saying people can go to the planes.
I need you all to make a group persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Sammy.
So like, everybody rolls?
Everybody rolls. I'll
And
start.
nobody rolls.
Yeah, nobody rolls. I'll start with Adagio.
Ugh.
Nobody rolled. We just look at chaos.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
I
Here's
really
my
wish I was on wheel, or I was on boat, or wheel. Yeah, wheel today.
Adagio.
That is a 12
Oh, yeah.
plus 0.
12. That is one failure. Alexios.
Say my name, say my name. Natural.
When no one and everyone is around you.
That was both a succeed and a failure.
That's a natural 16.
Oh my god,
And
it's Schrodinger's
persuasion
cat.
is plus 7.
So,
So that's
23.
Yeah,
Okay.
like Jordan.
That
I
is
did not need to be reminded.
one failure, one success. Anura.
I say I did not need to be reminded of Schrodinger's cat because this time last year I was getting ready to take my final exam for quantum. So
This chaos void is quantum. Everything about it is quantum. It's more
I
quantum
don't
than
like
Ant-Man.
that. Let me escape it finally.
All right, Anura, what you got?
Tiny little dice with a penis in it. Help me out. Oh my god, that was a natural 20.
Okay.
So a 20, but
All right. So a 20 total.
yeah, I have a plus 0.
Okay.
Me.
That would have been a failure, but because it's a nat 20, I'll count it as one success. So we have 2 successes and 1 failure.
So I could have done it without a natural 20.
Correct. Ryujin.
I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Hi, Sammy, this is my bread and butter.
Success. Ilme.
15 plus 10.
Ooh, 21.
Exactly what you needed. So,
That was a weird noise, I'm sorry.
this being looks at you all, looks within you all, looks beyond you all, looks, insert preposition here, you all.
Oh.
And his form seems to morph and distort and mutate until it shrinks and becomes something more solid, something more concrete. And it looks like a beautifully designed urn, vessel of some type. It looks like an urn. And the sides of it are painted with a sort of geometric, almost like inverted spearhead type design all over the sides. But other than that, it looks like a just extremely well-crafted ceramic urn that just sort of floats in the space near you.
Can I reach out very carefully to try and grab it?
Yep, you grab it and you see that it's an urn. It's corked, but this is real. As much as anything about this is real.
Can I visualize asking into the void whether... should we ask whether or not we keep it corked? I'm confused.
I'm just gonna think about my, thanks for this gift and appreciation for giving us the ability to have more free will on Gaia. And I'll look at the rest of us and be like, I think this is what we came for.
Also,
and I kind of want to leave this place.
I'll start thinking of my thanks while slowly backing up, hoping that I'm going the way we came. That doesn't exist, but also does exist.
Yeah, there is no way you came. There also is no backing up.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of leaving.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, wait. I've always wanted to see the Great Butterfly Migration. Can I just think of butterflies?
Sure. You... The first thing is that you see millions of butterflies around you. But, again, sort of like AI, the longer that you visualize them, they begin to sort of resemble less butterflies and more like enormous amalgamations of these butterfly parts, like an alien who saw a picture of a swarm of butterflies and thought that it was one creature and tried to recreate it with his own biology. Like, looks like butterflies, and then suddenly it's, oh my god, it is anything but butterflies, and it is horrific.
Thanks, Chaos. I'm gonna get that tattooed on my body.
I just want to say this is really fucking me up. This is really fucking me up.
You are privy right now to a level of power that the gods pale in comparison and the titans pale in comparison. Chaos, you understand now, being in this quantum void, that this is the kind of power that creates primordials, that creates life itself, that creates monsters, that creates planes of existence. All of that comes from this.
And on that note, I'm thinking of leaving.
As each of you
starts thinking of dragons too.
as each of you in your own time thinks of leaving, no matter what direction you're facing, as you think about leaving, you look behind you. You all look in different directions or the same direction, and behind you is the portal archway. 3 steps away, as if you just stepped out from it.
I want to make sure that, I got the urn, very much so wrapped up and protected.
Absolutely.
So that it will not get hurt no matter how I come out of this portal. I will get hurt before this urn does.
You got it.
I think if we take a rock from here, we can teleport back.
Come in part of my possession so that it wouldn't get hit at all?
You can certainly try.
I'm not going to attempt to wild
Put it
shape.
in the...
Never mind. I don't want to get stuck as a canary.
We could go into the talisman.
I think I'm just going to step back out, protecting it with my life.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go through then.
Okay. As each of you walks through this portal once more, I need you all to make another intelligence saving throw.
Oh no.
Does
Amazing. Here we go.
Ryujin should get advantage on that, right?
Unfortunately, no. This is not a saving throw from a celestial. This is from a plane of existence in and of itself.
Okay. It was worth a shot.
20.
Yeah, it was definitely a good idea. Let's start with Alexios.
Natural 20.
All right, fuck you. Adagio.
What's a 2?
Okay. Ryujin.
This
We're
is
still holding hands, right?
You cannot be, because you're all walking in different directions to different portals that are the same portal.
I hate that.
at different times. That is the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, nice!
That also never existed, and both
Yeah.
didn't exist.
Exactly. Ryujin, what you get?
I rolled a natural 20. I put it in the Discord.
Nice. Ilmei?
Oh god. I'm so nervous for this roll.
I was gonna say can't
Is
be
that a
worse
1?
than me, but
Yeah.
Okay. And finally, Anura.
I'm gonna use the metal dice instead.
have Phoebe reteach me how
That
to
is
talk.
a 21.
Okay. So,
Ain't no way. Not all those dice. Christ almighty.
Annie! This is where Sammy TPKs us. We get right to the end, and he's like,
Il-
"Ah."
Il-
Chaos
Ilmei-
almighty.
Ilmei and Adagio, you both take 23 points of psychic damage as you all walk out of this place. Adagio, Ilmei, for seemingly no reason, because you have no recollection of what just happened, both of your intelligence score is at a 2 right now.
Did you get feeble-minded?
Not quite. But you have no memory of what just happened. You have no thoughts. You are incapable of intelligent thought right now. You are base motor functions. You walk out and essentially,
off into space.
yeah, you are a husk. As you walk out, the rest of you guys, you walk out and you see Adagio and Ilmei are just sort of staring at nothing.
Can I, like,
I'm gonna
wave my
slap
hand in front of
Reed.
their eyes, like, do the snapping thing, like,
Um,
hey, wake up.
They're not in a trance. You can tell by snapping at them. Like, they seem to react to the snap.
Can I cast Greater Restoration?
Okay.
Then
Do you have
imagine-
the components?
Yeah, I went and bought extra.
Sure. Go ahead and mark off the components. You cast Greater Restoration on which one?
Let's start with Adagio, because he's also a spellcaster and might be able to help in some way.
Okay. You cast Greater Restoration on Adagio. The healing, restorative energy surrounds him like a cocoon before breaking. And he looks the exact same.
Detect magic? Do I get like a sense?
Of what?
Detect magic? Do I like? Is there anything there?
There's nothing inherently magical about what's happened to them. I will say, with Detect Magic up, beyond the normal magical effects that are on your allies and yourself, this urn is blasting with powerful magical energy.
Can I make, like, a medicine check or something to see what's up with them?
Make a medicine check.
Ooh,
Let's
that's
see.
26.
26. It looks like their brains have been scrambled.
Do I know of any way to unscramble a brain?
If
I'm gonna start dragging them to Rhea.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk in that direction, guiding them by the hand.
Sure.
Can they walk if we guide them, or are they kind of like dragging their feet?
They're not unable to walk. They don't know how to walk. But with your support, they have legs that they can use. They just don't.
Okay, well,
They haven't figured it out yet.
I'm going to turn into where to go a riding horse and just get them to throw them over my back and start walking
Okay.
or
No
trotting. Galloping? Not galloping, trotting.
Sure.
I don't recognize this in any way because
What does a horse do?
me having been feeble-minded by Persephone.
It looks like a similar effect. It's not exactly the same, but it does bear some sort of resemblance to that.
I have a ballpark idea of maybe what.
Yeah. You get the sense that something definitely fucked with their brain significantly. With the horse in tow, Ryujin and Alexios, you track down Rhea once more, and now she's in the orchard part of this area. You see lines and lines of these golden-leaved trees that she is tending to as you approach, and she looks at you. How was it?
It was very weird. They
Does Rhea still look like our moms?
fine
Not your mom,
for
but yes.
they were fine before we went in, and coming out, they. I mean, look at them.
Yes, unfortunately that is a very common, as far as common can be when we're dealing with having an audience with Khaos. That can happen. Generally, a good night's sleep usually is able to alleviate the issue. There is no night here, but I would be happy to find you a dark room if you're interested.
I don't think we have time.
Can we shift back with them like this if they're like if I'm holding on to them?
Sure.
Put them in the
what
talisman.
if we shift back
Yeah, we should just
like
let them
to
sleep.
monsters? Me and Ilme would just not be able to do anything, right?
Well, so I can shift back to a teleportation
Put you guys
circle directly,
in
right?
the
But
talisman.
the whole thing was about getting back to the group.
Well, we have a gatestone to them.
Okay, listen. I can put you in the talisman. Both of you.
But we could get stuck there.
The chance of that happening
Oh,
is
so
so
that's
small.
once.
Sammy, don't say that. You
Didn't we
nat
just
ones in a
roll
row.
a nat
doesn't
1
use
and a
his
nat 2?
talisman.
2 nat 1s in a row? What are the odds?
Okay, well, I rolled a nat
Sammy,
2. So
look
the
at
odds
me
of rolling
and
a
say
nat
that
1.
again. Look at my death total and say that again, because most of
And,
those
I
came
mean,
from
do we
double
have
nat
do
ones.
we have like guidance? You could give them advantage maybe, and just in
After
case.
the-
It's
Is
not
it
it's not a
possible?
skill check. It's just a
Let's
roll.
just
right,
go
right.
to sleep.
We have time.
I don't think we do. So
It doesn't matter, because if they're not well, we're dead anyway.
I want to do it on a plane where we know how time passes. That's the problem. I can specify a teleportation circle.
We can ask Rhea, but at the same time, if we're on the plane and we're still in shit, that means we have 2 dead weight bodies just ready to be killed.
Well, that's what. So if we're teleporting back to Gaia, though, we're plane shifting to Gaia. I can specify.
On the way to Mount Olympus.
No, we're not going straight to Mount Olympus.
What teleportation circles do you know?
Yeah, I was about to say, we're not
Did
going
we have
straight to the other party?
in Delphi? What am I thinking of?
There's one in the underground of Delphi.
Well, like even then though, I can specify places I'm familiar with. So I can take us back to Delphi. We sleep there where we know how time passes, and then once they're okay, we go to Mount Olympus because they have a gate stone that takes us directly to them.
Or hear me out. They take a long rest in the talisman while we're doing all this stuff.
How does
You
time
use
pass
that
the
thing
talisman?
first before you...
I'm just saying. It's a
Okay.
possibility.
Out of
What if it's
character,
an
I don't want to
intelligence
risk it. Our group's luck is notoriously bad with stuff like this.
It's
I
2
mean-
natural ones. That's not very common. That's
Yeah.
what percent is
Look
chances.
at me again and say
Let's
that.
just ask Rhea.
Look at me again.
I turn to Rhea and say, like, how is this, like, time-wise? Does time on Gaia pass faster than here on this plane?
Oh, I honestly don't know. I haven't stepped foot on Gaia since the Divine War. It's been a great many centuries. I don't know how time is consistent or fluctuating.
No, I wish I would have.
You are literally married to time.
At this,
I literally...
she hasn't talked to
I have
time
not spoken to
since he
time
got
in
banished.
centuries.
My mind was like, Rhea will say it's been like 3 days since the Divine War, and I'd be like so messed up mentally.
Okay,
It's only been 6 hours. This is my first day.
I can specify that we go back to Athens or Delphi, They can sleep there where we know it's okay, and then we gatestone once they're okay. Not before, while we have dead weights, but when we know they're okay, and we know how time passes.
Okay, let's go for it. Boop.
I mean, we also know how time passes in the talisman, and they wouldn't be dead weight, and we could do all of our other stuff while they're
How does
resting.
time pass the
peddling.
talismans? I have
Yeah.
never
It
had a-
passes normally, like it does outside.
I don't know. If I woke up in a talisman, it'd kind of be weird AF.
Yeah, they won't know they're in the talisman. That's the thing. And wait,
I
are
mean-
they have to willingly go in? Are they smart enough to even willingly go in?
They are not smart enough to not be willing.
Sammy, stop
Here's the
with
thing.
the. We just
Here's
left
the thing.
chaos.
We- Listen, we are already on a tight schedule. Do we really have the time to sit around for a whole like a night basically? While
Well,
the
you can
rest
just
of our
leave a
group
gate
is
stone
there
with me
waiting
and
for
Elme.
us?
And then we'll just
Do the
dip.
gatestone with a note.
Tuck us
Yeah,
into
try
bed.
I don't know about
That's
that.
the same thing. That's the
Leave 'em
exact
with
same
Listen,
thing.
Raya.
last time you two split from the party, you fucking died. Shut up.
It's the exact
They
same thing.
can't
except
even
we're
say
thinking-
this right now. Leave them with Triea
But try.
or Anemios.
Nememo.
Listen, we could just.
Thank you for your
use the
input,
talisman.
Adagio.
I like the ad lib. That's what he's like. No, he's in the background actually
Yeah.
saying this as I say Anemios. He goes, Anemonos. It's canon now. I mean, I think we could take them back to Triea, leave a gatestone with them, and we can go meet up with everybody else and keep moving so that we don't lose any time, but we don't risk their lives.
We're souls.
Their lives.
I don't think
They're
we
safe
gain
in the
anything
tower.
by
I don't
leaving them.
understand why we're talking.
We don't want to
Because
risk
you
our
haven't used
souls,
it yet.
Ryujin.
You haven't used
hold
it,
on,
and
hold
we
on.
have notoriously bad luck. I don't want them to wake up in the talisman, freak out, and something happen.
I mean, I think they're both intelligent enough to not freak. I mean, they just got like. All right, never mind. Forget it. I don't care. Let's just do whatever.
Okay, well, I gotta sacrifice some hit points real quick.
You're trying to like convey the item that you looked at the description of and was like, nope, not worth it.
Yeah.
Those were your first words.
It's
when you
two
looked
nat
at that
20s
talisman.
now, though. It's changed. It's less bad.
Two
Or
nat
not nat
20s?
20. It's
Two
you have to
nat
roll
ones.
two
Hold up.
natural ones. Two nat
Two
ones.
nat.
When
Okay.
was the last time any of us rolled two natural ones, except Honora?
Adagio's done it too.
But,
When?
like,
When was
once.
the last?
Listen, we saw how rolling for going into chaos and out went for Adagio. Let's
Hey.
not risk it.
All I'm gonna say is, if you hold up the talisman in front of Ilme, Ilme will most likely do it because.
Shiny.
Yeah.
That's what
Let's
I'm
just go
saying.
back to
I
Abby.
have contemplated grabbing a golden apple this entire time. Like, I'm like, shiny,
He's
yeah.
staring it now.
I
They're-
want
they're-
one so bad.
They're golden leaves, not golden apples.
I'll
Just so you
take
know.
anything gold. I want y'all to know. I'm like an owl.
Okay, so
whatever I'm saying.
Talisman, Delphi, what are we doing?
Let's go. We're taking them back to Athens. We'll give them to Triea, leave them with a gatestone, and we'll go meet up with everybody else. That way, they're not alone.
Are
There was
we
someone we
sure?
trust.
And we're still split.
Yes,
least-
but they're also with the Triea and Anemios. If something happens to them, then there's bigger problems than just them being away from us.
Can we afford to lose a Gatestone? Because I know that we have that. I mean, we have what? There's a couple in Athens still, and then we have. Let's see. Adagio has his that goes to.
There's one
Somewhere.
complete pair that is now on the mountains because they needed a gatestone pair to get all of them there in the first place. So
And
one
then
complete
there's
pair is
still-
That means there's four left. Adagio has, well, 4 and 3.5. So Adagio has the half. That means there's 3 left. So then we have another one to get to them. That leaves 2.
We have enough.
Okay, so if we leave one with them and then we leave one half with Triea, so we can get back, and just in case of emergencies,
Yeah,
that'll be
we've
all
got enough.
5. Okay. I just want to make sure we delegate that now. So if like the need
Yeah.
arises, Sammy can be like, okay, what's what? Like what's
Yeah.
where?
Yeah, I had already thought through having enough to get back.
Okay.
So,
All right, so you're teleporting to Athens?
yep,
plane
sacrifice
shift
14 hit points.
Okay. So,
Nora
Right,
grabs
right.
Slaughter Breath and goes,
so Adagio and Ilme are just sort of dragged into this bear hug, and you all disappear from the plane of air. And
airplane? What
the
might say?
airplane,
That
uh,
was the last time we had a chance for it.
and reappear in the council chamber that you left in the Athens castle. Appear, Adagio, Ilme, you are very confused about what just happened. That was not a very fun sensation. You're a little nauseous. That was weird, and now you're somewhere else. What the heck?
Hey, Sammy.
Yeah.
Just some like dribble.
Yeah, a little dribble.
We just met with Chaos. Is that worthy of a level up?
No.
Wait.
Damn it! I just want an 8th level spell slot!
Yeah, don't we all?
Okay, quick question.
Yeah.
Specifically,
8th level.
DJ, I want to run this by you because last week we had talked about with the whole council thing, potential like not divinity, but what was it? Like almost that as like the whole champion thing for the council. I know we didn't word it with
Oh, yeah. Like,
asking
not
for
in
the
general.
thing, but is that something you think we could potentially also achieve if we like, because we can do a lot of the council stuff ourselves, but we obviously can't like empower ourselves to that degree. Like if we made this council, right, and the gods were pissed off and they were like, all right, champion, assassinate these people. Like, we're still mortals at this point. They could very well do that. Then we're, yeah. So I was
They
thinking
just
about
get
that. I
another
was like,
person to deal with
Yeah,
it.
I think that's the point of us not having that many demigods. Like, we have a pick of who can be on the council, and then they have their pick. Like,
They could
because
pick
they're
anyone, right?
champions.
Yeah.
Champions are just champions.
But that's why I was thinking like 2, because there's a god pick champion, and then I would think like there's one for us where there's more so like a stopgap between mortals and immortals.
so this is probably something we can also achieve with this urn of chaos.
I don't even think that we need it for that. Because, like, they can say,
I think we
yeah,
should do that.
assassinate them, but they're immediately just going to have somebody else who's elected replace them. So, unless they're assassinated,
That
all
urn is
Gaia.
basically the
Yeah,
same.
but I still think
And
we should
having
lean
no
towards it
worship.
because, I mean, yeah, but if we don't actually prepare and like get all this stuff in place, who's to say that the people they will elect wouldn't be bad? Like we have to make sure we have enough time to take precautions and make sure everything is set. So I think we should definitely try for that, just for like, I guess safety right off the bat for us and the ability to make sure we can do everything we need to do. So we don't just immediately get mollywopped by a bunch of pissed off gods and titans. I think that's a good idea.
Did you say so we don't get Molly?
What if we just pitch it to them, and if they don't like it,
Long
this
may
is
he
our
reign.
like ace in the hole? Or do we just tell them like, hey, we have weapons against you guys, just in case?
We weren't going to tell them for God's sake, because they could just zap
Yeah.
us and then they have the urn.
They have the urn
Okay.
then.
We should all right, I got a crazy idea. Listen to this.
Oh,
all right,
God.
we give the urn, right? All right, we give the urn to Forge. We put it inside Forge, and then we put Forge inside the talisman, and we put the talisman inside a lead box, inside a blood glass cube.
And then we
What
throw
if
it in
we
the
just
ocean.
give it to Triad?
Nora's like
Let's
in
reach
the
for it
air
to try.
pointing through these things and then just looks to Ryujin and goes, "You didn't lose intelligence, right?"
Ilme's
Brilliant
just
idea.
following what Nora.
Elaine's following the finger.
You somehow gained intelligence. I'm just kidding.
I think
Listen,
Insight check that shit. Did you gain intelligence?
you see a vein just
You gained
popping out of
our
my forehead now?
intelligence.
I have a temporarily massive forehead with veins, just oh man, big brain
This is
energy.
what you look like. You got nothing from it. I like how the
technically
two people.
Triads.
Can I get a bed?
You need to go find Triea and Anemios and leave them with them, and then Gatestone away.
Anemone.
What were you saying, DJ?
I was gonna say Triad is technically the only one who doesn't have to be there anymore. So if we give her the urn and go like, hey, if we're not back within, I don't know, God's sight days, and
Open
just
this
pop
and release
this
Pandora's
of
box.
all of it. I don't know, figure something out.
I would say don't do God's sight day in because we still have to travel back.
We could just
And
teleport
we
back,
don't know
right?
how long that's going to take because of magical barriers.
Can we fly?
Well, the higher up we are, the
Still
less
fly?
magical barriers are there. So we could just
Yeah, but
theoretically we could gate zone once we get down to the platform we're about to get to, and then just come back.
there's always no guarantee. So I don't want to say the same day. Give it 2 days.
So if we just give this to Triash, should we also make sure that forage is there to house it or what? Because this is the magical item right now, and
Or just coming.
we should
Can
not
one
just-
of us sleep with it? I want to know what it does.
sleep with
No,
it.
Yeah, you
don't
know how you
think
get to
so.
sit around with a short rest to know exactly what the artifact blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
Let's
so you can-
identify.
Yeah, you can cast Identify, or you can sleep with it. Either way, you'll get the same info.
I can,
I'm gonna say let's not do that with the people who have an intelligence of 2 and are trying to get said intelligence back.
But I could just absorb it over 8 hours. Wake up and be like, "Yo, this urn, you whack."
I could
So
so
how
imagine
are we
Dodger
gonna
walking
keep
up
this
to us and saying
protected
that.
while we are gone?
Just place it on my
why does it
bedside,
need
like
to
a
be
little
Why don't we
protected
let-
while we're gone?
Triea sleep with it because
Um,
she's not coming to Olympus at all.
So God's Sight Day, we remember there was other nefarious plans going on for and during. The gods are weakened because they're all away. The champions are the only person watching
Oh my
after
God.
Gaia on the planes. We should
didn't get the
probably make
scale.
sure this is protected.
We have.
Oh my God, we
14
didn't get the
champions
scale.
at our
We didn't get
disposal.
the scale. Oh god.
Yeah,
Shit!
Badging A.
Yo!
Not only did
That's
the
why I
Dodger
wanted to
only
fucking
get the
stay, and I cannot
you
remember
almost
why.
in real life went to an
Annoyed.
intelligence of 2. Oh my God.
So, should we leave it with Forge with Triash? Should we get
I think we should leave it with Triea
Corky?
because I think Forge was coming with us.
I don't
Yeah,
think
Yeah, but
Forge is
leaving it with
coming with
just
us.
Triash, I don't think is enough. I mean,
she's
Well,
like,
Triea
well,
and
no one knows these
Nemesis
things
are going to be
exist,
there,
so-
plus all of the Athens stars.
Does nobody have Identify?
I have.
uh,
No, I don't.
yeah.
I don't have
I
identify.
do, and I said it like 3 times.
Okay, so Alexios,
Ritual.
are you okay? So you're gonna ritual cast Identify on the urn.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're debating what to do with the urn, Alexios learns what it does. This item does not yet exist on D&D Beyond, but it will after the session. It's called the Urn of Divine Banishment. It is an artifact, a brand new artifact. Basically, if you are to uncork the urn, the design on the outside becomes 3-dimensional and becomes 35 spikes, essentially. 35 almost like arrowhead-looking spikes. If the urn is then filled with material native to a specific plane of existence, the spikes become infused with energy from that plane. Any number of the spikes can be removed, but they do not reappear. Once they're removed, they are removed. If the spike is used to strike a celestial, the spike bonds with that celestial's form, and that celestial becomes unable to travel to that assigned plane of existence by any means. Furthermore, the next plane of existence to which that celestial travels becomes their throne. When a celestial is on their throne plane, no other celestial can enter the plane without permission from that celestial. To destroy the urn, as all artifacts need a specific way to be destroyed, all spikes must be divorced from their celestial bodies that they're attached to and placed back onto the urn, which must then be emptied of all materials and recorked, then thrown back into the void of chaos to be completely destroyed.
So we just made an artifact like the Critical Role level artifacts from the Calamity kind of thing.
You're thinking Vestige of Divergence. No, I mean,
That's just thinking.
artifacts are like a specific class of magic item that exists across all D&D. They are above legendary. The links are artifacts. They are unique, extremely powerful magical items that are so powerful, often divinely made, that many anti-magic things don't work on them. It's the reason that links aren't completely negated by bloodglass cubes, because they're an artifact. And because they're so powerful, they all have extremely specific ways that you can destroy them, which makes them very hard to destroy.
I could not think of the name vestige. That's
Yeah.
why I said artifact from
Right.
critical. Because I could not think of the word vestige.
Yeah.
Gotta physically stab a god with one of these spikes.
Yeah, you need to stab
Any
every god.
And Titan, apparently.
Yes, and there are 35 spikes.
Oh, and anyone else, I guess. Minor gods, get over here.
I mean, yeah, you have some extras.
Minor god, Urania.
Wait a second. What happens
Get
if
the
you?
fuck over here.
What happens if you were to take a spike, put some dirt from Gaia in there, right? So it's attuned to like Gaia to banish things, right? And you stabbed a person. What happened?
It literally only works on celestials.
Okay.
Are we not celestial?
No.
Nope.
We have some celestial ancestry, but we're not celestial.
Yeah.
What if
What
I
else
was
was
wild
that?
shaped into something that was celestial?
You can't. You can only wild shape into beasts.
What if we stab my familiar? That's a celestial.
Then, yeah, I guess you could curse your familiar with that same deal. Because your familiar can't go to another plane of existence, so it'll just sort of be stuck in nothing.
Damn.
No. But if I could send it to another plane of existence, because I can banish it with plane shift, I could make my celestial the ruler of a plane.
That is true. Until you cast it again.
That's so fucking cool, though.
Okay, but how the heck are we gonna do this?
That's a whole
we-
other issue.
Okay.
We gotta get God's side day first.
But now we can just use this on God's Side Day.
I mean,
When else? How
Maybe.
else are we? How are we gonna get to any of the other gods? I don't know where Aphrodite reigns from.
How are we gonna
How the heck
stab
am I ever
all
gonna
of
get to
them
her realm?
in the
to,
company of
stab her?
every god.
Do you know how to
It's-
travel through the
Aphrodite-
It is
Feywild and
actually
find
hel-
Aphrodite?
It's actually extremely funny, Adagio, that's the god you pulled out of thin air, because that's one of the only gods that your friend has literally spent time in her divine throne.
Literally 2, 3. We've been to 4 areas that had God has a divine throne.
Okay, cool. Do you guys know where to find Hecate? Because she was our main problem. I don't.
Hecate's a whole other issue.
Can
than
we
this.
all
y'all-
shoot projectiles?
Okay, my idea was to trick the demigods into giving it to their parents on
Can I
God's
shoot
Side
that
Day.
at Stormwind?
So if like we were each given 2 spikes, and then we like approached our parents and just like stabbed them with it, and then all the gods would have like their symbols, and then we'd be like, "This is what's up. Kill us or don't kill us, but you're not gonna stay here anymore."
You think we could trick her before we even propose them getting off a Gaia? Like, you think we could trick her into banishing her, prior to all that?
I mean, I'm pretty sure if she had one of her children, who we have one of, who all of a sudden was saying, "Hey, I want to help you out," get close enough then to
We convince Zeus to tell
That's
her to stab
suspicious.
herself.
This is a really, really cunning goddess of magic who's older than most of the other gods. That I don't
Was a
think they're gonna
Titan.
fall for their child
She
that's
could
always
probably-
hated them, being like, "Oh hey, right before God's that day, yeah, you wanna rekindle our relationship? I wanna help you." Like
It
that's
was a-
obviously suspicious.
random.
You know what I
She
mean?
could probably identify that shit immediately.
She also
But-
is literally the goddess of manipulation, so...
Yeah,
Could
yeah,
one of-
that's not gonna
we
work.
give one to a god, and a god could a god use it to stab her?
Don't see why not.
Because the god's
Okay, here's my,
closer to her than we can.
let's
We
say
could give Persephone a
say-
chance to redeem herself.
Ain't no way. Why would
Let's
she?
say
But why
we-
would she? If right now she's all what could we possibly tell Persephone so that she would turn against Hecate?
We could be if she's not a god anymore, it's an empty space. Like it's a
Yeah.
very
To
empty
You can have
space, like,
Hecate space if you betray
right? To
Hecate.
banish a
I
bunch
mean-
of gods. Okay, would Zeus still be the ruler of all? Could he still like would they have reason to fear him?
Well, theoretically, they would all still be able to go to Olympus. Especially if the plan is to do this on God's Sight Day. They'll all already be on Olympus. So if they all get stabbed on Olympus, that would mean necessarily that none of them would be able to claim Olympus as their throne plane. Because they all need to travel to another plane to claim it as their throne. So theoretically, if that were to happen, Olympus would still be like sort of common ground for all of them. So Zeus would absolutely still be able to be king of the gods and rule from Olympus.
Yeah. Slight problem with doing it all on God's Sight Day. We can't do the Titans at the same time if we do that because we don't have Kronos.
But we could do the Titans separately. We are also
Cryos.
still missing a leak. Yeah, we're still
Yeah,
missing
we
one
have
of
to
them.
go back to
Well,
again.
okay, well, we can deal with the gods now. It's not like they were particularly, like, physically helping us with the Titans anyway. Collect the last 2 Titans, bring them to Olympus, release them safely with the other gods, and then do the same thing with them.
Yeah. Question, as far as like getting the links and stuff for like Cryos, as far as getting Cryos goes, on a scale of 1 to 10, if we have every single demigod in the 100 hands and all of our allies help us fight a white dragon, how would that go?
we can't kill it, so it doesn't matter.
People are gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of a way we can get to it without risking
I mean,
giving it a scale of Tiamat.
if we don't get to scale, that'd be a cool little, maybe like
a little one shot.
continued story later. That'd be nice, See, I feel strangely conflicted now that we do this.
I can't believe we forgot the scale.
Because, like,
I can believe we forgot
I do
the
think
scale.
that
It's
it's
us. I can
probably
believe
going to be for the best, like, not having a bunch of different gods meddling in the affairs of, like, everybody on a regular basis, and, basically using guys like the playground at times. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that, like, out of character region at this point is, like, pretty connected to Poseidon. So this is going to be, like, not super easy, Like, this is going to be tough.
It's going to be the same way for Nora, because Nora's become super connected to Artemis now.
Yeah. And, like, outside of,
It's not about
Yeah, it's not about...
I know. I'm not saying
That's
it
like
is.
the
I'm just
thing
saying that, like, as a character, I can see how this is going to be difficult. But in the end of things, it's probably going to be worth it. It's the most fair thing that we could do at this point, I think. I was just
any
saying, from a
good
character point
god,
of view,
I
it's
think
going to
wouldn't
be
oppose. I don't
I mean,
think
it's
any
a
good god would
a
oppose.
freedom that's being taken away from them. So I mean, I don't think being good or bad really has anything to do with it. I think none of them are really going to like it. But at this point, I mean, if we can use this artifact properly, they won't have much of a choice. That being said, do we say anything? Do we say anything before God's Eye Day? Do we pray to Poseidon, or Artemis, or Hephaestus, or anyone? Do we let them know at all?
Sammy, I have a question.
Yeah.
Since this is one of those big things we do need to have a super big discussion about, is there any way we could, like, leave it open-ended about whether or not we took it with us, and we can have time this week to talk about it? But, like, so we would make the decision before in-game on God's Sight Day, but we have time to think about it, because we didn't even know we had this.
I'm gonna say no, because I think no matter what, you're gonna need to take it with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other decision, as far as it goes, I think that is one of those we can't make it in-game until, like, us as players have a really big discussion.
Because we're actually going to have to fucking talk this week. Like,
Listen, y'all can't...
But also, guys, like, feel free to talk about it in, like, it's... Who cares if it's a little boring for our audience? Like, this is the big campaign-ending decisions that y'all are making. If you want to make it on stream, that's totally fine with me.
So would we tell any of our parents, or would this be something completely out of the blue?
I
think
mean,
we
we
can.
know our.
Can
Does
I-
it seem like a smart idea?
So I will say, from my perspective of any of the gods, talking to them about it, Artemis is one of the only ones I think who would be even semi-okay with it, because Artemis, A, doesn't have demigod children, and B, spends most of the time hunting in the beast wilds anyway.
Artemis also collects all her hunters from Gaia. So
Most of them are.
a good amount. Sorry.
Well, as far as like the hunters and the hunting party goes, though, it tends to be people who have already caught her attention and would have gone to the Beast Wild or something like that. Because, like, I mean, literally, one of her hunting party, the Centaur, was a Circle of Stars druid who already met with Artemis through the ritual thing. So that's still a way for her to gather hunters. And as far as like
She's
the
not
rest
going to
of
be able
the-
to get her reads. Sorry, Dashia.
Bryce.
I don't think that is as big a deal as we think it is. Considering she would still have the whole Circle of Stars creating followers and more people still trying to, complete the ritual and things like that.
I don't think we could tell them because
I don't think so.
no, because they're gonna find a way to prevent it from happening, and then this won't work.
Out of character, Hephaestus is working on something that could potentially like castrate a god anyway. I don't think he's going
You
to be
need
like.
to tell us in games. We don't know what to do about Hecate.
He literally told me don't tell anyone. Like,
We have
mean,
no clue what to do about
if the
Hecate.
eggs were a problem, him taking away god powers is certainly. I don't even think Zeus would like that if he would. Well,
I mean, Zeus definitely would, but
I don't think anybody would like that. Like, that's a possibility. Like, you know how when it fucked everybody up when we found out you could kill a god through their kids? That, like, shook everything up. Now you can have your domain, you just can't use your powers. That's kind of scary, right? To
you
a
can
god.
still use your powers, just not on Gaia.
No, I'm saying with what Hephaestus is doing. He's basically just like.
Let's just group vote it then. Should we tell them or should we not tell them?
I vote no.
I vote no.
I mean, like, I was fine with not telling them. I was just saying, like, that was if we were, Artemis would be the best place to start if we were.
I
I
don't
feel
think
biased.
I don't think it's a good idea.
I don't
That
either.
tells me everything.
I
feel
literally
like
was the
everything-
one that was like, sneak attack, just stab him on God's side day. So.
Oh.
I mean, I'm kind of with Adagio on that point. Like, we
I mean,
can't tell them.
I'm fine with not telling them. I was just devil's advocating if we did.
Nah.
Nah.
No reason to devil's advocate because no.
They the devils. Let's go. Pew pew pew.
Well, I like devil's advocating just because it makes it easier to see both sides of what's happening.
No, I think it's just
I
easier.
like
to,
my
like,
dad
take it into it
now. I
all.
feel kind of conflicted about this.
Listen, I
Hey,
love
you're
my dad
the
too.
one that said that it's not for us, it's for others.
Gaia.
You know, like for Gaia as a whole. Like we can't put ourselves in front of Gaia. Right? That's the whole entire point of why we wanted this council. Right?
This artifact is
I
not
know
the
what I said, but like,
cognitive dissonance is a thing.
you know,
So
I had a question. Are we like physically stabbing them, or is this like a place a sticker on your leg?
Yeah, we got
It's more of a stab.
God damn it!
So
Like a
we
synchronized stabbing. I can't like stab
to-
Apollo and hope that he's not like.
It's a real Julius Caesar situation.
It's-
Beware the Ides of God's sight day.
Yeah.
Beware the middle of God's sight day. Yeah, that makes sense.
right around me.
You said 36 of them.
There's 35.
35.
It's the first time.
Nope, definitely 35.
35 spikes. How many gods? 14.
14,
And
10
then
links.
That
Are we-
leaves 11.
Yeah.
Are we doing Rhea too? Go back and stab
So
Ryan.
Rhea is already kind of vanished.
Okay, but she's not permanently banished, and she can
Yeah,
stop.
but of all people, I don't think we have to be scared of Rhea. Rhea just kind of wants to exist at this point.
Listen, she's gonna be the one that's gonna come back and destroy the urn, and it'll
If
be
you-
your fault.
If you are thinking about Rhea, don't forget Tethys is out there as well.
We don't know
Wherever
where
she
Tethys is.
You know
Haunted
someone
by
who does.
Pontus, which is the plane of water.
So do we have enough spikes for everyone?
Oh yeah,
We
you
definitely
have.
do,
You
yeah.
have even including Rhea and Tethys, you still have 9 spikes left over. Now you don't have
Like
to use all the
9
spikes.
mistakes.
This artifact is going to last forever. This will become a relic, and maybe some adventurers in the future will find the urn with 9 spikes and use it on some new gods who have appeared. Who knows?
Because, I mean, new gods could still appear.
For sure.
What?
What?
I mean,
How?
the gods ain't gonna stop fucking just because we can find them from Gaia.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That don't mean. Oh,
Whack.
so they could just. Oh God. I
That's
didn't
horrible.
think about them
Or
just
like-
having new gods.
Or like if there's a minor god, like let's say Pan, for instance, if everyone starts for some reason worshipping Pan in huge numbers and Pan becomes a major god of the pantheon, then you have to go stab Pan. You know?
Grover would
Okay,
be
that's
very-
But then
something
we
we
run out
didn't
of-
think about though. Like,
Funny.
if
Just have
all the big gods are gone, that means that there's minor gods who are just going to be able to like do parlor tricks. People are going to be like, "Yep, he's the new,
Okay, well,
greatest
we
god
keep it.
ever."
We keep it a guarded secret on how many spikes there are, and that's how we keep the minor gods in check. Because we're like, listen,
Yeah.
if you do the same thing, that'll be you.
Here's another question. How much of an impact is this going to have on a day-to-day for regular people? Like, if someone's praying to a certain god, they're still going to be able to pray that. They're still going to have magical abilities. The god's just not going to physically be able to come down. So most people, like, we literally probably don't have to tell anyone outside of our circle of
Yeah.
trusted individuals. So for most people, they're probably not even going to know this has ever happened.
Now, I will
The
say,
biggest
like,
change will be that Apollo will have to find someone else to carry the sun across the sky.
Let's hope Phaeton is ready to do it
Two
this time
champions.
correctly.
Yeah.
Again,
TBT.
correctly, yeah.
Don't need another Tezard.
Oh my god, I wasn't ready for let's hope Phaeton's ready this time.
He's been taking driving lessons.
Yeah.
So,
He went to driver's ed while we weren't looking.
if not, I'll have to give him a spike too.
So
Nope.
Spec Phaeton.
Okay, so we do.
So we in agreement? We're not telling them. We're just sneak
Yeah.
attacking.
What?
Okay.
It just said soil in
When you
general.
put it
or,
like that.
Material native to a plane. So you assume if you wanted to fill it with plane of air, then you could just get some air from the plane of air. But with Gaia, you assume you need some sort of soil or stone or something like that.
So can I say, since this is something super big for us and like what we're doing, can we make what we fill it with very meaningful? So like everybody brings something that they think is important, kind of things. So, like Ryujin can bring some water or something like that. You know what
I mean, as long as it's natural material from Gaia, sure.
You see what I'm saying?
simply just going to be a jar of mud.
Can we do earth,
I
wind,
feel like-
fire, and air, and water? All
Whatever you
It's going to
wanna
be a
do.
jar of hot mud.
Can we just take? We should just each take dirt from like where we were born, or places that were important to us. Take some from the Forest of Artemis for like.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I just think having all 4 elements because it is from Gaia would be really cool.
But like Sammy just said, oh, that's fine. Whatever.
I mean, how is fire? First of all, fire is not material.
It's plasma.
A burnt stick.
I mean,
There we go.
technically it is.
Fire is not a thing; it's a process.
No, fire's technically a thing.
Just grab some ash. Take
Yeah, grab some ash.
I'm going very scientific with it. Technically it is.
We're going very.
How are you gonna
Greek
put
Gaia
fire
with
in the
this.
jar?
You
Forever.
light something on fire and drop it in.
Along with
carbon
the
Fire
water
dioxide.
in there, it's
Yeah.
going to be put
You
out.
do water, a layer of soil, and then the fire.
It's mud. You're going to be dropping fire in mud. It's going to be put out.
You can make fire float on water with like leaves and stuff. You can put gasoline on top of water and light fire on water.
Time out.
Light fire on water.
Listen,
out.
all we need is
Time
dirt.
out.
We're making this too
Yeah.
What are
complicated.
you talking
I
about
wanted
right
to
now?
make it symbolic.
I would love that
Light
if you guys
fire
are
on water.
if you guys are spending so much time debating this, and a feeble-minded Adagio just goes outside and just fills it with mud and comes back out.
I'm
At that
sorry.
point,
Adagio and
fire
Ilme go on a
water.
trip to find some mud.
To find some dirt, yeah.
we start building a
They just bring
sandcastle
back
using the urn.
handfuls.
Yeah.
Oh, I need a nap. I said,
Okay.
So-
We
how would you nap?
So, you guys are still in this council chamber in Athens. Ilme and Adagio are, for all intents and purposes, feeble-minded. Looking outside, it looks like the sun is beginning to set. What's up?
I thought this song was an actual conversation.
I mean, it can't be, because Adagio and Ilme were feeble-minded.
Yeah.
This is all out of character.
Yeah.
We were all three of us were having a conversation,
Yeah.
and we were like making them speak, like just moving their jaws up and down. You know?
Yeah. So, sun is setting.
I wish we could say it was in character, because then I could say that in real life. I
Yeah.
did not say those words.
It's been about 10 minutes, because it took about 10 minutes for Alexios to cast Identify. So what are you guys doing?
We gotta take them to Triea and Anemios.
Okay. Asking around the various palace staff, you find Anemios in the private temple that Ryujin has been in before, with the giant trident sort of architecture. You find Anemios there. He goes, "Oh, I didn't expect to see you so soon."
How long
Can I
has
hug
it
him?
been?
He hugs you back. I
Did you?
heard.
What was this? What were you doing?
Jellyfish. It's what the Anemios does.
But what were you doing to Anemios
Nom,
when
nom,
you
nom.
did
A
that?
lot. I was doing a lot.
I thought you had begun the ascent. No?
We're shortly. We will be. We just ran into a complication coming back.
Yes, I can tell.
They need to rest. We're gonna leave the gatestone with them. After about 8 hours, they should be good to go. We're also gonna leave another gatestone of a different pair here, so we can come back if we need to on a moment's notice.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Out of character, I really want to pray to a
Yeah, I like to pray also.
I
just
will
pray to
remind you.
Listen.
I will remind you that you prayed right before you left, and it succeeded.
Mm.
So you probably wouldn't get any sort of response.
It's my best. Okay. Is there anything else we need to, I guess, make them aware of? They just need to rest for about 8 hours. A long rest. They should be good to go.
I will
And Tim,
send
leave
them
a
along.
note. Leave a note
Yeah, we're
saying
gonna
what
leave a
happened
note.
to us.
I'll write a note out for them explaining it.
I can stay with y'all. I feel kind of uncomfortable leaving specifically you two alone again.
We'll be sleeping.
I appreciate the concern.
Like,
It's quite all right. I can look after them for a single night.
Yes, like they're not also being by
Extra
themselves.
guards, please.
Of course,
Yeah.
they are
It's these two.
local celebrities and heroes of Athens. They will be well protected. You have my word.
No.
They're
I don't
specifically
even care
two
about them being
different
local
people now.
celebrities. I'm gonna look at Anemios. I don't even care about them being local celebrities. You've met us. They need extra help.
Of course.
Adagio and Ilme are dead. This is Reed and
Yeah, they're two
Isla.
different people.
Isla.
Okay. Right. I will ensure that the Queen's Guard, specifically, are the ones that are also tasked with guarding these strangers.
Thank you.
Of course.
We knew we
Thank you.
knew.
It's not only a guard; it's also like you're keeping people out, but I need you to understand that you're also emphatically keeping them in.
Yeah.
Where would I
When
go?
I understand.
specifically
Imagine-
that one,
Imagine
Points
babies
at Adagio.
with the body of an adult. That's what
Points to
they
Ilme.
basically.
Oh.
Alexios,
When I see it-
I was in charge of a preteen triea on a ship. I know how to keep my eyes on the prize.
Yeah, I'm gonna look to Alexios. Yeah, he was in charge of preteen Triad. He's good. He's fine.
Out of character, I will say that when we went there,
Yeah, I was about to say.
That she got kidnapped?
Trial was taken. Yeah.
Yeah, remember?
So,
yeah, I don't want to bring anything up.
I learned from my mistakes. You have to understand, when she was a preteen, she was cute and small and can turn into a dolphin. It was extremely hard, but I got really good at it. It's how I was able to know very quickly that something had gone wrong when she was kidnapped by a sea hag. Don't you have somewhere to be?
I just want to say real quick, now all I can imagine is if Honora had not had the problem with their parents and them having to deal with a preteen Honora who could turn into random little animals.
Assuming you become a druid, unlike a cleric, like your mother.
Who knows? But I'm just imagining, like, it would have prepared my mom so much better for keeping up with my dad.
Yeah. All right.
So I look at a torch and be like, and then turn on my light.
Can you even do that?
Can I?
Intelligence of 2?
I want my mind to be like, I want to do that, and then do it, and then be like, I did that, and then like it goes away, and be like, what the fuck?
And then
like,
goes,
disappear,
okay, all right.
reappear, disappear, reappear.
Oh, she can turn invisible. Wonderful. All right. All right. Why don't you all go outside, lock the door. I'll just stay here with them, and you can teleport outside. Yes.
Yes, I'm just gonna, like, look to Anemios, and I'm just gonna, like, give him 2 platinum and be like, I know it's not much, but I know this is gonna be a pain in the ass for you.
I appreciate it. Now go. You are off on far more important tasks.
Yeah, I'm gonna look to the 2 of them. I know you can't understand me. Please don't get in trouble.
I'm sure Adagio sends a message before they tell him use the gatestone. We could be climbing the side of a mountain.
And I wrote that in the note.
They'll fall.
All right. So, you guys go outside, the door locks behind you, and you're teleporting to your friends, or gatestoning to your friends?
Yep.
Or teleporting?
Gatestoning.
Gatestone, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, gatestoning.
We have a gatestone there, and as well as Adagio and Ilme, they have a gatestone there, and then we all have I set my blue glass pair. I'm holding on to one half, the blue one, and I'm putting the other half in that temple, well, not the temple, the prayer room side we were just in.
Sounds good.
Yeah, just make sure Anemios knows where it's at to make sure no one messes with it.
Okay. Can I have Alexios, can I have you roll a d20, please?
D20. I'm gonna use this. It's a lucky 13.
13. Okay, can I have you roll a d6, please?
Oh shit. Oh god.
Sammy,
D6.
what's this?
That is a 6.
They might also be climbing.
6. Can I have you roll a d8, please?
Oh my god. Sam.
What if it's how you roll every die?
Oh.
Nickelodeon. Well, that sounded like...
7.
7. Okay. So, you guys gatestone away. There's a moment of absolute nothingness, familiar sensation to you,
See where they were.
before you appear. And we'll pick up there after the break.
I just remembered I had a sending stone. I could have asked them what they were doing.
We will be right back. You guys don't go anywhere. See you soon. Hello and welcome back. So, where we left off, Adagio and Ilme are feeble-minded back in Athens as Alexios, Ryujin, and Anura have, gatestoned to the Phantom Fingers to see what's been going on this climb up the Olympian mountains without them. Alexios, I had you roll a couple things to determine what they've experienced so far in your absence. When the 3 of you, Ryujin, Anura, and Alexios, appear, you find yourselves on a fairly even clearing. Stony, rocky clearing high in the Olympian Mountains. It seems, as the sun is continuing to set, that your traveling party is making camp for the night. You see there are these tall walls of stone on either side of you, keeping you from seeing exactly how high you are or exactly like what your orientation is. But you certainly feel like you're high in the sky. There is a bonfire in the center of this clearing. Your friends are gathered around it. You do see that one of your demigod friends, and for this I'll have Ryujin, will you roll a d10 for me?
My favorite. Okay. A 0, so that's a 10.
Will you roll again, please?
Okay. 6.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Oh, poor guy.
No.
You see that Dardania and Eric's seem to be caring for a slightly wounded Iasis. It looks like Iasis has some burn marks. Some of his clothes have been burned away, but he seems generally okay and happy that they're resting. As you guys sort of pop into existence, they all turn to look at you and greet you warmly and beckon you to the fire.
I will say, I feel like Ryujin would look kind of uneasy.
Sure.
I'm not gonna say anything. It's just
Cora comes to greet you. She gives Alexios a hug and looks at you. Where are the rest of you?
Recovering.
they will join us in about 8 hours.
Okay. Did you get what you needed?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, welcome to the Olympian Mountains, where we've discovered that the mountains move. So, that's fun.
What did you say?
Yes, so apparently, part of the reason that it's so hard for mortals to get to Olympus is because, while there is a path through the mountains to Olympus, the path is full of vigor, shall we say, and it routinely moves and shifts and seems to be somewhat intelligent. And, well, if today was any indication, she points over to Iasis, it can come with its own challenges as well.
Interesting.
That sounds exciting.
I'd say so. I do think we're making progress. It's sort of hard to tell, but we're certainly getting higher. But come to the fire. Have a good berry. Let's chat. I hope that you've decided some things that could help figure out what we're doing.
If we
I'm gonna have detect magic up the whole time, looking for like scrying spells, all that.
Sure. Detect magic. You do get a general sort of hum of transmutation magic from the entire mountainside.
If you want me to see if like we can get a better idea of where we're at, I can wild shape and fly out a little bit to see.
If you'd like.
It's up to you, because I know you said it's kind of hard to tell.
It certainly wouldn't hurt to get that grounding, but also seeing the way the mountains have reacted to us, I have to assume we're on the right path.
Alright, I mean, it's up to, if it'll help, I can go ahead and do that real quick and just give you a little bit extra.
Of course.
So I'm gonna wild shape into what's a thing that has dark vision? Hold please.
Owl?
That's I think that is the only one I can think of that has it off the top of my head.
Sure.
Yes, it has dark vision, 120 feet. So I'm gonna turn into a giant owl.
All right. You fly up. Go ahead and make a perception check with advantage.
Okay. Oh, well, the
Oh,
first
and I
one was
have the
at
same
20.
range for dark vision. That's kind of fun.
What was that, Anora?
The first roll was a nat 20, so
Okay.
so perception is a 29 in total.
Gotcha. So as the sun sets and you take to the air, you do see in the distance, generally in the direction that your party is going, a mountain peak that goes far above the clouds out of sight.
Okay.
Looking around, it seems to be the tallest one that you can see, but it's certainly days away from where you are now.
Okay. Can I make sure there's like anything? Look and make sure there's anything nearby that we should be worried about overnight, kind of thing.
You know, it's actually interesting with a nat 20. What I'll say is what catches your eye is that this clearing that your friends are in, looking down at it from above, you can see the sort of path that they took to get to this clearing and the path leading forward, but the path leading forward only goes for about another 100 feet or so before it's just clear rock wall. And looking behind them, the path behind them only goes back about 100 feet or so before just plain rock wall, to the point where you're not even sure exactly how they got here, if not by going directly through a rock wall. It looks a bit bizarre to you. It looks unnatural to you.
Okay. Like there's no bad guys nearby ready to.
You hear sounds, but you don't see anything that catches your immediate attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing that sounds like it's immediately going to attack. Can I get a little bit closer to where I'm hearing the sounds to see if I see anything?
They're coming from every direction. It's just sort of a general environmental sound of. There are creatures in these mountains for sure.
Can I look at the ones that are look for the ones closest to the party?
Yeah, I'll use your same nat 20, and I'll say, interestingly enough, sort of in that same 200-foot range from the end of one path to the end of the other path, you're not hearing any sounds from within that sphere.
Okay. Yeah, that's all good. Then I'm gonna fly back down as the owl, and as I come in, I'm gonna tuck the wings in and turn back into a Nora as I'm going, and roll, do the shoulder roll and then pop back up.
Style points, hell yeah.
Yes. Okay. So first time a Nora's actually done style points with the fucking wild shape. Pop back up, and I'll explain everything to Cora real quick when I pop back up. Because I'm gonna pop it right next to her.
Sure. You explain the paths, and she yes, that sounds sort of like what we've been experiencing. That the path creates itself for us and removes itself from behind us, so that my theory, which is untested, is that if we wanted to abandon our pursuit of going to Olympus and just walk all the way back down, my theory is that the path would let us do that. But until we make that decision, it says forward.
Okay. I also checked to make sure there was nothing nearby we should be worried about. Within that little sphere that I had talked about before, there's nothing really in that. Everything's outside of it.
Wonderful. I will also let you know that today, about midway through our travels, we came across a clearing that seemed to be designed as some sort of obstacle for us. There was a statue of Apollo, and there were a series of lines and dots on the ground, and Isis stepped on apparently something wrong and got blasted with some sort of fire before we realized that there was some sort of trick here. Luckily, we were traveling with a musician who heard music coming from the statue of Apollo, figured out that there was some sort of musical notation on the ground, figured out to copy the melody, and once he did something of that nature, the path forward opened up for us. Now, I don't know if that was just a weird thing that happened, or if that is something that we can expect more of, but there's certainly more than just wild beasts out here.
I have a feeling the gods are going to keep testing us. I'm going to real quick pop Starry Form Chalice and go ahead, even though we're about to long rest, I'm going to go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on Isis to make it like a little bit less painful, things like that.
Sure, sounds good. But the rest of you feel free to sit around the bonfire, talk to your friends, enjoy a good berry as everyone begins to find rest. Everyone sort of chooses different watches and that sort of thing. Luckily, with so many of you, there are some that can choose to just sleep through the night, while others take watches. Neriana takes a watch, Cora takes a watch, Krisa takes a watch, that sort of thing. If there's anything you guys would like to do tonight, or if you just want to go to bed.
I want to sit up on one of the first watches because, like, at this point, Honora cannot sleep, is like too wired with everything that's happening.
Sure, absolutely. Alexios, Ryujin, you guys want to do anything, or just going to sleep?
If I can, I would try to find. Well, I would talk to Neriana.
Sure. We'll say that you can go on a watch with Neriana if you'd like.
Sure.
So as she sort of sits stoically with her giant greatsword unsheathed in her lap.
So how did the initial climb go?
The actual hike itself is nothing I haven't experienced before. It's the unknown, which is a bit more interesting. Reminds me of home.
I can relate. She is from Iowa, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, judging by what you've seen, he's gonna make it when we have.
What was that? Can anyone else hear?
I can't.
Oh, there we go. Now you're back. What'd you say?
Okay, I can hear you. Yeah, my audio. I don't know. So ask her, judging by what you've seen, is everybody equipped to make precautions?
I think if today was any indication, that obstacle, I don't think it was made for us. I think it's an obstacle on the path to Olympus that all mortals attempting to come to Olympus must face. And thinking of that, it would make sense to me if I were a god tasked with creating obstacles for mortals on this path, that I would make sure that someone who was worthy, in my eyes, could pass. And if every god thinks that way, then I think we've stacked the odds in our favor as best we can.
Thank you. Listen, I'd like to think that I have a job within this group, but at times I'm kind of inept. So I was sort of hoping that during this climb you'd help me protect someone, if possible.
My goal is to protect everyone, but who in particular?
Or
I see. Well, I will do my best, as I believe it is my duty to protect everyone under my charge. But I will say, I've seen you in action. I think you're more than capable of protecting her, as she is capable of protecting herself. But I will keep a close eye. Don't you worry.
I stand up to go, but I stop and I ask her, what do you think of your father?
There is a place in all things for blunt weaponry. And he is one efficient blunt weapon. I might disagree with some of his techniques, his bloodthirstiness, but there is no reasonable future without war. We can dream of it, we can try to prevent it, but eventually war comes. And it's my belief that the more people like me on the battlefield, who are there to defend by any means necessary, the more people like me on that battlefield means that there are less people as bloodthirsty as him. And I consider that my own form of worship. That I can keep people alive to fight another day.
What are you going to do after this?
I don't know. I suppose I want to go where I'm most needed.
I just nod, pat her on the shoulder. Like, that's noble.
Someone's gotta be.
Shit.
Get some sleep.
And I'm gonna... Yeah.
Alright. So, as the sun begins to rise, Ilme, Adagio, you find yourselves waking up totally normal. And yesterday's a bit of a blur, but you're in a temple to Poseidon in Athens, being watched over by Seaman and Nemios and like 4 royal guards, with a handwritten note from Anura and a gatestone.
I commit more.
Unfortunately, no. They sort of kept kept pushing you away.
That's what I assume as I wake up. I'm like, am I in jail? I promise, fire is just go to you guys.
I did it again.
What is this?
Yeah, so we read the note and
Assume we're
figure
on
out.
the setup.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's, I guess, meet back up and hopefully everything's fine and dandy.
I'll send that message, I guess.
To?
Sending my love, obviously.
Got
Who
you.
else would I send a message to?
Sure.
soon to be reunited, as days and nights have kept us apart, and gods cannot keep it. No, I'm just kidding. Ain't no way Lathos is hearing that in his mind and being like, what the fuck? Yo, popping in about 5. Hope you're ready to see me again. I miss you. Like that last part, I'll look away from Ilma and be like, I miss
You hear back. Glad to hear your voice. We're just packing up from breakfast. Coming now is a good call. Listen.
Hey, back.
Okay, so I guess we'll Gatestone over there then.
Let me take a long rest because.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everyone, feel free to take a long rest. Wield and woe and divination, all that stuff.
Ooh,
Prepare your
yes.
spells.
Did you want to know my divination?
Yes, please.
I rolled an 18 and a 12.
All right. Anura, are
Do
you
you
on
need
Wheeler Woe?
Okay.
Yeah.
I am on woe again.
All right.
2 days in a row.
All right. And if you need to prepare spells, feel free to do that now. As Alexios, Ryujin, and Nora, and the rest of your allies are waking up and having breakfast and getting ready for the day's hike, Ilme and Adagio pop into existence.
Can I like pull aside all of us to get better idea of what we decided with this thing, since we technically weren't there, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I'll
explain it.
Yeah, but then I'll also ask, did we say anything to them last night? Did you guys say anything to them last night?
No.
Okay, so then
I
tonight.
have another couple nights, yeah.
You now have 6 days until God's Sight Day.
Oh, great.
I
How
just
many-
say tonight we'll do it then,
Okay.
to give
Yeah.
everybody enough time.
So we'll get through whatever challenge and it's like the next clearing essentially, and when we'll just be like, yo, y'all.
That's if
What's
we
up?
go through another clearing with a challenge. We could have a nice
We
day.
assume.
Yeah.
Wait, how long have they been traveling then? It was just one day?
Just
You
one day.
jinx us.
Just one day, and they came across one little thingy, and it was Apollo themed?
Seemed to be.
Oof, I love that for me. I would miss the Apollo one.
All right. So, as you guys begin your hike forward, let's have Adagio roll a d20.
What? Not that d20. I was about to roll my divination. That's an 11. 11, make a wish.
Can I have you roll a d6, please?
Oh God.
Which one is that? I think it's the square one.
You know, the die.
6?
They're so funnily shaped that I was like, which one is that? I rolled
Cute.
a 5.
A 5? Okay. And then a d8, please.
God.
Definitely know that one. I'm a cleric.
To death. Instant perma
I like
death.
that. I'm a cleric. I know that one.
I rolled another 5.
5. Okay.
11 by 5.
So, this is a fun. Okay.
I like when you say that, Sammy.
I do.
You begin your hike, and while there are parts of the hike that are just physically challenging, what is far more disconcerting to you is the ever-present sound of grinding stone that you quickly understand to be the path behind you closing and the path in front of you opening. About 4-ish hours into your hike, the path opens into a much larger clearing, but then stops. And as you begin to approach this clearing, you hear Cora call back, "This is what it looked like before. Everyone be on your guard."
Can I turn invisible when we get there?
Absolutely. As you approach the clearing, you see that it's not empty. And actually, there is a path leading beyond. But in that path, wedged inside it, is an enormous boulder that not only blocks the path, but goes up like hundreds of feet in the air. Like, there's no getting around it. There is only getting through it. You also see in this clearing a metallic statue of Hephaestus. But interestingly, Hephaestus is wearing some sort of horned ram helm on this statue, which, Alexios, you would certainly know, is not how he's typically depicted. It's not, like, super out of character for him to be depicted in armor and weaponry and that sort of thing. It's just not necessarily always depicted with ram horns. But that's it.
You said it's a boulder?
Yeah, it's an enormous boulder.
Okay, so this is platform
And like
3
a
for
path
boulders, and I'm
that
just gonna
leads way up?
Slam into that boulder.
Yeah, like essentially you're in a clearing and there is a very clear path that leads forward, but that path is blocked with this wedged boulder.
So the boulder is solid. Can I put my
Does it
hand
look
against
like
it?
we have to
Yeah,
roll
it
the
seems
boulder
solid.
up?
Oh no, it's not round like that. It seems like
Okay.
it either needs to be like pulled out or like smashed away.
Could we shrink it, maybe?
Whatever you want to do.
I prepared enlarge reduce, and I also prepared stone shake because I knew we were in the mountains.
Mood.
So
Whatever you like to
And
do. And I'll also
y'all
add
need to try that.
just so that everyone's on the same page. I will say from this point onward, if you or any of the other demigods that you control would like to try something, that is now up to you guys to do.
Jamie, that's so much.
I'll still handle all the roleplay elements. You don't need to worry about that. But if, like, for instance, I'm just pulling a random name, if Krisa wanted to try something, that would be up to whoever is controlling Krisa now.
Let me find my people. Oh God.
You see, my initial thought was to like ram it like a ram. And I so badly control 2 barbarians who want to do exactly that.
So what are you gonna do?
I could take the hit points, I think. Can I look at Lathos and like ram boulder, and like, are we thinking the same thing or what?
I like it.
I bet that we're gonna rage and
All right, so
ram the boulder.
you both rage and you both ram the boulder. What happens next happens immediately.
I love that for me.
I don't know what some of these spells are, and this doesn't let me just click on them.
You each take 27 points of fire damage. As soon as you hit the boulder, it erupts in flames and shoots you 20 feet backward as you sort of like sprawl onto the ground and put out your furs that are now aflame.
Wait, let me see what Lathos' HP is.
This is a lot to keep up with, Sammy. I see why
I
you
gave
this
you
so
guys like 11 weeks to look at this shit.
Oh, no, it's not like I don't know it. It's just there's so much.
Yeah.
You said 27?
27 points of fire.
Can I cast enlarge or reduce? Can I cast reduce on it?
Sure.
'Cause I don't have to touch it to do that.
I
Correct.
have more hit points than Lathos, and he's a pure barbarian. Nice. Can I ask Region
Hold on.
for a...
As you cast Enlarge Reduce, Anura, a bolt of fire emerges from the boulder and fires straight at you. You take 30 points of fire damage. Halve to 15.
So I couldn't even try and save against that in any way?
Nope.
I was going to ask for a Detect Magic from
Alexios,
Region, but
this
at this
is,
point I'm kind of like...
Yeah, I'll detect magic, but before that, I'll say it. No, I'll just do that first, actually.
The entire boulder is covered by powerful abjuration and evocation magic.
Can we... Is there anything coming from the
I'm
Rams?
gonna-
Nope, it looks completely mundane.
I'm gonna ask Alexios, be like, any ideas? This is seems like it might be your forte. I don't know. It's your dad, so I figured maybe you might.
You tried casting a large reduce?
Yeah, Nora
already?
tried.
Okay.
I feel like the
So,
ram's helmet has something to do with
why-
it. Maybe it needs to hit it. We hit it with it.
Throw the fucking ram at the wall.
Or someone wears it and runs at it with the ram helmet.
Is it a
with
small
a
statue?
no?
No,
How
it's
big is the
like
statue?
a life-size statue.
Oh, I'm weak.
Is
I
it
thought it was like a
shooting from the
statuette.
statue?
No, it's
an
a
actual
boulder
statue.
itself. It's the boulder itself that sort of erupts in flame and fires it at whoever targets it.
So, does anyone want to try that?
Try what?
The ram's helmet.
Does it come off? I guess I could try taking it off.
All right,
The
Adagi,
statue, no?
you go over to the statue, take this this ram helmet, and pull it off the statue. As you do, the statue itself collapses entirely into these shards of metal, but the helmet remains the same.
And then I place the helmet and die. Like, is there like something odd? Like I know I can't cast identify, but I'd like to identify. Is there like anything on the helmet? Is it just like a helmet? Like
What you get from just sort of examining it, make an investigation check.
What is it?
What are rams known for? What term do we get from this animal?
To use divination or not? 'Cause I have a +0 anyway, and I assume that's the one thing we'll be doing today.
I think even you can figure out what rams are known for.
Yeah, I guess I'll use my 18 divination.
Okay.
It's a
You're
+0.
talking to?
So.
I was asking it like because it should be obvious.
What you do see is that this helmet seems extremely sturdy. And with the orientation of the horns, you can certainly imagine this being used as some sort of battering ram. But you also see that, like, in its current form, like, even if it were on someone's head and you, like, ran full speed at this boulder, you can't imagine it doing much damage.
Insight. Insight check the situation. What the fudge?
But I will say, with an 18 investigation, you also notice that these shards of metal that are now just sort of sprawled where the statue used to be, they look to all be sort of like slightly different sizes, slightly different metallic materials. Some are bronze, some are copper, some look like they're springs, others look like they are sort of like sockets and that sort of thing. It looks like a bizarre, almost like a junk sculpture that has now fallen onto the ground.
So then my thought process is that we make a battering ram out of the statue's pieces. Can I start like separating the pieces and look at Cora and Alexios and be like, okay, I don't think the helmet and me slamming into that rock will work, but maybe Hephaestus wants us to like build something to get us past this rock.
Cora looks at Alexios. I've heard crazier theories.
We've done crazier things.
I mean, I see sockets and everything. I think I'm like kind of staring at them, trying to like piece together what they may be.
Go ahead, Alexios, and make an intelligence check to see if you can figure out, just from these tools, if they can be used to create something important.
Can I see if
Can I
like,
get help?
yeah, can I see like any of the pieces fit together like to make something that looks like a battering ram?
Anura, it looks extremely. You're like looking at a million-piece Lego thing just from the series of pieces. Like, you have no idea what this could possibly be turned into.
Can I start like
Can
trying to
Cora
put
help
pieces
me?
together?
Yeah, Cora.
Some guidance.
Cora's there. Whatever you need, I'll try to help.
And I
Does
get
my
advantage?
Yeah, she'll. I'll give you advantage, although she's not a master smith, but she is a crafter, and so she can sort of tell these sort of things. So I'll give you advantage.
Do I roll the
So
d4?
say I do have share the talent.
If you want to use it,
Once a day? Is that how that works?
yeah.
So and what am I adding?
Do
Intelligence.
I roll the d4, or does he roll
You
the
you
d4?
roll it. You roll it, Nora.
I can never
it's
remember.
just
Just
intelligence,
intelligence?
Alexios. Yep.
18.
plus whatever
And
Anura
add
gives you. A 2, you said?
4.
4. Okay, so 22.
Plus 5, 27.
27.
I got that.
Alexios, there are so many pieces here that it's a little bit overwhelming, but knowing that this is some sort of test or obstacle or trial, whatever, knowing that you want to create some sort of battering ram or something like that, you start to sort of see through the matrix and looking at all of these different pieces that Korra and Adagio are sort of spreading out so you can get a better look at all of them. You know what you could make with this? Not just a battering ram, which you could make, but you could make a mechanical battering ram that like junks out of place and junks into place, giving it way more power than you could do just manually, even with all of you trying. You think with the right amount of tinkering, with just the pieces you have here, you can make a pretty powerful battering ram.
I'm gonna like vaguely explain what I'm trying to do and start to try and piece it together.
Okay.
I'll be a gopher. Tell me what you need. I'll bring it to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna set up like a little surgeon's thing and wrench, socket, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Just tell me
everyone
what you need, I'll find
gathers
it.
around. Literally nobody else has smith proficiency, but Korra is a crafter, so Korra sort of acts as your sous chef.
I'm gonna share the craft.
All right, so you share the craft with Korra. She's like, "Oh, okay, got it. Yeah." Both of you work. It does take about an hour. It's now about midday. But with every single piece used, not a single piece gone to waste, you create this mechanical, pneumatic battering ram.
I'm gonna make that in real life.
Yeah, I want to like try and take in like the mechanism, like the punching mechanism, kind of like take in how I built that, how that goes for future reference.
Absolutely, yeah. You could definitely use this in the future, for sure. But you and Korra wheel the battering ram over to the boulder. You crank it into its full potential place. And all you gotta do is pull that lever.
Pull the lever, Croc.
I'm gonna turn to Korra and you want to do the honors?
I feel like this is really your thing.
Well, if you say so. You don't have to tell me twice. I'm gonna crank it.
In a blur of light, this battering ram, wham, cracks into the stone, and you see it hits the stone, impacts, and a huge crack goes all the way up the boulder. And then the entire battering ram collapses back into individual pieces, and the boulder blocking your path, you see it of its own free will just get absorbed into the wall next to it, and your path is no longer obstructed.
Did it have free will in the decision to be absorbed?
Of its own volition.
I'm
have a
just gonna
separate
stare
question.
up at the boulder and say to Korra, if I never left Spirit Point, I never would have seen stuff like this. This is trippy now.
I'd say at the very least it's trippy, yes.
Do I get to keep my helmet or?
The helm dissolved as well.
No, ain't no way.
Let us
Ain't
have
no way.
something.
Says
Alright,
the
next
people
one, I
that just
guess.
got an artifact from Chaos.
Listen, we just want to have
It's not a
souvenirs.
helmet, Sammy.
Alright, so you continue your travels.
can't believe you let me ram into that boulder. Like whatever.
I cast larger juice and took damage from that, so.
You travel for a few more hours. Anura, will you roll a d20 for me?
I can.
Honestly, wait. I can't believe I'm the same character that rammed into it, and then also was like battering ram.
So my cat really likes my dice, and he's sitting on my bed. I'm gonna let him roll it.
Sure.
Come on, roll it. Slap it. You normally do this. There you go.
Hope your cat has more luck.
Performance anxiety.
There we go. He rolled a 14.
14. Okay. Roll another d6 for me.
Okay, I'm not letting him do that because he got caught on the bed trying to do it. That's a 4.
4. And now roll a d8 for me.
I know that one really well. 6.
6. Okay.
Good job, buddy.
So-
You rolled.
After another 3 to 4 hours, the sun once again begins to set. The color is changing in the sky, only so slightly, as the path once again widens into a clearing with no path forward. This time, not even a boulder blocking a path. There is literally no path forward. It is a wall that goes as high as you can see. But in this clearing is a stone statue of Dionysus and a small table with a single ceramic bottle.
Is it empty?
You know
Which
idea?
one's the dog? Who's the kid of Dionysus? Isn't it Creasa?
Creasa.
I'm gonna shake the bottle. Shake the bottle.
That's
Shake
who
the
I
bottle.
got.
The bottle seems like it has liquid in it. It bubbles as you shake.
So
Like a lot.
What does it look like?
A little.
It's ceramic, so you can't really tell.
Can I
Uh,
uncork it and
Creasa?
smell it?
I was gonna
it
say,
smells-
Creasa's gonna go.
It smells fruity.
Can Creasa go try and identify it a little bit further? She's a kid. She's a daughter of Dionysus, so.
Does she have any specific ability?
No, but I was thinking since she's a daughter of Dionysus, like maybe she could like.
Is
She,
it wine?
You know,
she
narrow
gives it
down.
a whiff, and she goes, I mean, it certainly smells alcoholic at the very least.
I was thinking maybe she could like, narrow down what kind of alcohol kind of thing it is.
I can say that it certainly doesn't smell like the wine that they have in Arcadia, but it doesn't smell entirely dissimilar from that, but it's definitely something else.
Okay.
Supposed to drink it? I feel like that's just suspicious.
Me too.
Just
But
a
also,
bottle
I,
down.
Drunk?
I'm also the one that was like battering ram.
Does it seem like it's poisonous, maybe?
Does anyone
Does
have
anyone
detect
else-
poison?
I mean, I do. Did I have it prepared? That's
Okay,
a good
right?
question.
I think it's a ritual cast for me, so I could do it without a spell slot.
Let me see if I do. Oh, that is a ritual.
I turn to Creasa and ask her, can you get drunk?
Only when I want to.
Oh, so it's a choice?
Yeah.
That's fucking
awesome.
cool.
It's quite nice. I mean, I don't have to get drunk, and I can just sort of enjoy the atmosphere, but when I want to sort of let loose, I can just let myself get taken over, you know?
Nice. All right, so we thinking
Yeah,
we're drinking
I've got
this
to
or
detect
what?
poison and disease as a ritual, so I could just spend 10 minutes doing it, or I could waste a spell slot to do it.
I mean, might as well. It looks like we're probably going to set camp in a little bit anyway, right?
So do the 10
Probably.
minutes ritual cast?
I'm gonna throw
Yeah.
a rock at the wall.
Yeah,
see
I'll
if
do the
it
10
like
minute.
I don't know.
You throw a rock
anything
at the
happens.
wall, and it goes ding, ding, ding. Nothing.
Alright, yeah,
Okay.
10-minute ritual cast, detect poison and disease.
All right. 10 minutes go. The sky continues to get more and more colorful. Anura, question. Have you
Yes.
ever detected poison on alcohol before?
I mean, I
So
no. I don't think I have in the
Uh,
campaign, but like in
Okay.
general,
So I'll say you do detect a extremely minor extremely minor aura of poison.
Can I explain the aura to Krisa and see if it's like from alcohol?
Oh yeah, that's alcohol for sure.
So that tiny aura that I felt is alcohol. So there's no, since I didn't feel anything else, it's not poisoned.
Seems that way. Ryujin, you have detect magic up. You detect from this vial strong enchantment magic.
What does that mean?
And
Okay,
also a little spritz of illusion.
What if
I will
Alexios
say,
identifies this?
Guys, this is very enchanted, and I
Everything
sense
is
a little
not
bit
what
of
it seems.
illusion magic as
Should
well.
one of us drink it and just see what happens?
Can Alexios identify it since it's different things of magic?
Can I?
Do you want to spend the
happens-
time to do it?
No, that wouldn't work.
Yeah. I mean, if it'll not get us killed.
Sure. So you spend another 10 minutes identifying this. And Alexios, after that 10 minutes, you learn that this is some sort of slightly hallucinogenic party drink.
So we need to drink it.
Oh, it's really good wine, guys.
Can I look to Krisa and be like, if it's like the
Wait a
slightly
second.
hallucinogenic drink, do you think
Sammy.
you need to drink it based on like just how
Sammy,
your dad is?
This
What do you
is just
think
real absinthe.
It's just absinthe.
I feel like she should drink it. I mean, she can choose whether or not she gets. I mean, if you want to, Krisa, I can't tell you to drink.
I mean,
foreign substance.
I can. Knowing what I know about Dionysus, he loves being at the center of a good party. So,
Want a good party?
but my question is, if the other gods are leaving us obstacles, I don't get what the angle is here. But I'd be happy to be the guinea pig.
If it's a hallucinogenic one, maybe we can only see the obstacle when we drink it.
Maybe it's possible.
Should we all drink
We
it
all
then?
take
Is there
I'll
enough
look
for
to
all of us?
Krisa and be like, I'll drink it with you if you want to, because I have advantage against being poisoned.
Rope buddy.
My theory, my guess, is that if this is from Dionysus himself, it won't matter how strong your constitution is, it'll get you drunk.
All right, well, let's do it.
This is like
And I'll pour us
Goliath's
each like a
alcohol.
shot.
I mean, there's
Times
nothing
a
to
million.
pour into.
Oh,
There's just
I'll
the
take
bottle.
I'll take something out of the bag that we can use as a cup.
Sure, she just takes a swig from the bottle and gives the bottle to
Hands
you.
it to me and I'll take
Yeah.
a swig.
That's the way you do it.
I'll take a swig right behind her.
Immediately as it hits your tongue. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I will also take a swig and just say, "Oh, bottoms up."
All right.
Give it a
you
shot.
takes a
Are we
sip.
about to have Sandkegs hide in our game now?
So, as soon as it
Hey,
hits
you
your
feel
tongue,
this?
it is by far the best wine you've ever tasted. It's not even close, to the point where now all other wines feel like retroactively worse to you.
Come on,
It's-
Dionysus, don't ruin wine.
It's so good that it makes the world seem brighter. Especially now as the sun is setting and there's so many beautiful colors in the sky, you have this urge to just look up at the sky and just sort of take it in, all this beauty. And all you want to do is dance and celebrate and looking around at these people that are your friends that are just sort of looking at you, seeing if they're going to get some sort of weird reaction from you. You want them to dance with you. You just want them to party. That's what this is. It's one little break. It's a respite from this like extremely stressful climb. Dionysus just wants you to party.
It's a
And it-
liquid ecstasy.
Yes, it's liquid
It's-
ecstasy.
Can I
Um,
try and look around and can I try and focus just enough to look around and see if I see anything different?
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay.
May I do that as well?
Ooh, okay. That was not terrible considering I was at disadvantage. Where is perception? That is a 16.
16. The only thing that looks different is that it almost looks like the colors are more vibrant, and that the colors of the sky are sort of like dropping down like rain into sort of a cool sort of like disco ball sort of effect. But that's the only thing you notice that's different.
Can I try to get everyone else to drink? I'm gonna be like,
Yeah,
come on, guys.
For the rest of you,
really cool.
Ryujin's like passing around the bottle, wanting everyone to partake.
Can I get Krisa to also make a perception check real quick?
Sure, it'll be the same as what you just saw.
Okay, so no matter what she rolls, it won't be any different?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to dance with Dardania.
Do you have her take a drink first?
Sure.
I'll say you go up to her dancing to try to get her to sip, and she's like, "Oh, I don't. There's no music." But you pass the bottle to her. She takes a little sip, and she's like, "Fuck music. Let's dance." Meanwhile, Eric's is like, "Did someone say music?" He takes a sip, and he pulls out his lyre and just starts playing a little tune.
What happened to
After a little bit, I'll join in. I'll get my lyre out. We'll just start like I don't know. I'll make like little images of us all dancing and have a good time. From the lyre.
Oh my god. And the illusions have never looked better.
Who has the
Start
bottle?
body percussion to
Right now, Eric's would have passed it to, would have just put it back on the table as he begins to play.
I'm gonna take the bottle off the table, and I'm just gonna watch the events unfold.
Sure.
We have to drink all
Walk
of it.
up
What
to
if that's?
Cora.
What if we have to drink all of it?
Yeah, it's like the scene with Dumbledore.
Oh.
Except instead of excruciating pain and hallucinogenics,
Yeah.
you're just dancing.
Has anything
Just
changed?
keep drinking.
Doesn't look like it.
Did
Take a
anything
sip,
change?
Alexios!
I'm gonna, yeah, and then like go over to Cora. And, so us all drinking this would be a bad idea, right?
I mean, probably just statistically, but nothing seems to be happening to them.
Did we just get
What
cursed
if we
with
have
the
to
dancing
drink
plague
all
and
of
we're gonna
this?
dance till we die?
Alexios?
What if we have to drink all of this and become like all of them? When they drunk, fluid diminishing when they drink?
Make a perception check.
Jenny and I are square dancing.
Oh, for sure.
Can I like walk over to him while he's like sitting there not drinking and be like, if you're not gonna take another sip, can I have some more?
What's interesting, Anura, is that you have this drive to get everyone to party with you and to drink with you. You yourself feel completely quenched. You don't need another sip.
I just wanted more to drink, man.
Yeah. Alexios?
16.
16? Maybe slightly, but maybe not. It's kind of hard to tell.
Scale of 1 to 10, how
Holy
bad did we fuck up by
shit.
drinking this?
Can I just
You're
can I
having a
use
good
my
time.
passive perception to know if it's gone down?
Yeah, with your crazy high passive perception, it's hard when it's sort of sloshing around a bit, but with the amount of people that have taken swigs, it probably should be lower than it currently is.
Like, what?
Question. So, did you say Creasa's drunk also, right?
Yeah, she decided to be drunk.
Can she decide to be undrunk?
No.
Oh, well.
Can I, Dardania took some?
Yep.
Can I have Narania try to, I forget what it's called. Lay on hands. The 5 lay on hands to erase poison.
Sure.
See if that works.
Nariana puts her hands on who? Dardania?
Yeah.
Puts her hands on Dardania. Ryujin, you're dancing with Dardania. You're having a great time. Nariana comes and sort of puts a hand on Dardania's shoulder, and Dardania's like, oh, this music is not very good.
Oh.
Alright, the path seems clear. We got a drink up.
Can I take another drink? Because that was way more fun.
Yeah, Yeah.
Thank
by all
you.
Can I
means.
She
get-
continues dancing with you.
I'm gonna get Iasis to take one real quick.
Sure. He begins to do like a weird sort of like voguing.
Okay. If it comes
Yes.
down to it, would stillness of mind change anything about this?
If you want to try.
I'm trying to figure out, do I get it back or not?
Stillness of mind, I believe, is just key points, right?
He doesn't say how many key points though.
What does it say?
It just says you can end one effect on yourself that is causing you to be charmed or frightened.
I know, but it should say stillness of mind, and then in parentheses something about.
There's
key.
no parentheses for it. There's
Oh,
nothing
is
for
it-
that, lightning strike, thunderclap, or thunder and lightning.
Well, those
Shouldn't
effects
he
are from
be
the
immune to
staff.
poison?
Okay, it doesn't say how many times I can do it for stillness of mind. That's why I was confused.
Oh, then yeah, you can just do that whenever, as an action.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try
Shouldn't
casting. I'm gonna
Iasis
check
be
stillness
immune
of
to
mind real
poison?
quick and see if it ends.
Okay. Iasis is not charmed or frightened, so it has no effect.
Learning does something.
Should he
Alexis?
be immune to poison
Iasis?
as a monk?
Iasis is resistant to poison, but not immune to poison.
I'm also
Okay, I
resistant to
thought it
poison.
was immune.
No.
Uh,
Ilmay.
doesn't drink.
Ilmay does not drink. What are you doing?
I don't know, man. So
What?
the statue just had that sitting on it.
It was a table in front of the statue
Table.
with the.
Okay, and it's like
Maybe we have to
Di-
make the statue drink too.
is like the Dionysus statue like staring at something, or is it like I'm trying to figure out if there's something to do with the statue.
Make an investigation
And
check.
this. Okay.
You said this is like straight up like we just want to party, basically, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Honora's gonna go and try to start climbing the statue like a college frat boy.
I mean, it's only 5 feet tall.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, sure, yeah.
I'm just gonna use my passive. It's a 24.
24. The statue looks like it's a sort of Dionysus is looking up somewhat, but it doesn't look to be looking at anything in particular. At least, like trying to follow its gaze, you're sort of looking into the blank sky. But he looks like he has a joyous look on his face, as if he's going like, "Oh, welcome, friends," something like that.
Okay. And is there like, can I place something in the hands of the statue? Like, is it like?
His hands are up above him. You could try, but it doesn't look like it's positioned in a way that like it's not
Okay.
like positioned for you to put something in there.
You pass it up to
This
Honora.
is it's like is the mouth of the statue open, and can I pour some of this into the mouth? Of
The mouth is open.
statue?
If you want to pour some into the statue, you absolutely can.
Yes,
Well,
I'm
do
going to
we-
do that.
You pour some into the statue, and it dribbles down.
Okay, I didn't know
With
if I would do
the-
something.
Yeah, drink
With the
it
first clearing
instead.
with Apollo, how was that one solved?
The statue was playing a little melody, and Eric's translated that melody into essentially the sort of like sheet music that was the ground, and clicked on the right musical notes in time.
And then our Hephaestus one was ingenuity, and now we have Dionysus. Party,
Like,
party.
can I like do an insight check to check the intention of this? Like, I have an idea.
Can you vibe check it?
Like, does Dionysus
We'll
just
just all
want
have
us
to
to
drink.
party with him, or
It
does
is-
all
it's-
the alcohol have to be gone?
What I'll say is this. Ilmay would have pointed out that it does not seem like the alcohol level is diminishing. It seems like it's eternal, however much is in this. But from the behavior of your friends, no one's like gotten a nosebleed and started passing out or anything. Like it seems like they're just having a great time.
I just
Why
look
don't
to
you just want us
Alexios
to
while they're like
party?
working on figuring this out. And can I go, can y'all stop harshing the vibe and just drink?
Okay, fine. I'll take a swig as well. And
Yo,
I'll just
May.
be like, I guess this is what we're doing.
Okay.
Child.
Ilme,
You're a child.
your first sip of alcohol and no other alcohol for the rest of your life will ever compare to this amazing sip of booze. And suddenly you are going invisible, non-invisible, invisible, non-invisible, like a strobe light. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm weak. Okay, but
As
when
I'm,
I
like,
take
running around.
Yeah.
when I
Now, you
take
see me?
mine,
Now,
I
you
want
do-
the
now, you see me?
exact same thing. I'm gonna look at Lathos and just be like, "Wow,
I'm gonna, like,
All right.
hold them up with the strobe
okay."
light, and I'm gonna take a starry form and just constantly be changing the starry form so it's just
And
flashing.
Dagio starts strobing with his
Yeah.
glowing aura.
ISS is just going, woo!
Boom, boom. I want to play music too, though.
Yeah, you can play music with Erickson Ryujin for sure.
Anora's gonna cast Conjure Woodland Beings and do 8 creatures that are challenge rating 4th and lower just so there's like extra stuff happening.
It is wild and crazy, and people are having a great time. For simplicity, who is not drinking so far?
Both of
I
mine
haven't
are
drank,
drunk and
yeah.
Both of mine's drank.
Yeah.
So I guess
Oh, we
the
can
only
make the decision for them?
Yeah, you can make it for them.
I'd say, I guess Sammy, what do you think the next one do?
Vanix?
Mm-hmm.
He, they are a connoisseur of good food and good drink, so they're not the most extroverted, but if everyone else is partying and have a good time, who are they to disagree?
Yeah. So yeah, they drink.
They drink, they summon an earth elemental that's just vibing with you guys.
Nice.
And I look to him and I
Fabulous
want the,
of drink.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would
I want
Cora
the
do it?
beings,
I
like
summoned the
What do you do?
spectral wave to
Evil
vibe with
bird.
the elemental.
Yeah.
and I want the birds to be like perched on the elemental, like going along with
Amazing.
the song chirping.
Cora looks at you, Alexios. I'll let you lead. Perhaps one of us should stay sane just in case, but maybe we all of us need to be partaking for it to work. I don't know.
I'm gonna turn to Naranya and say, "You be the last, just in case you can fix this."
Sure, yeah.
And I'm
yeah.
gonna take a drink.
And you immediately are like, there's nothing you want to do more in the world than do the Leo DiCaprio Titanic spinny move with Cora. That's all you want to do. That's all you've ever wanted to do.
I love this.
Cora
This is
takes a
wrong.
swig, and y'all start spinning.
Yes!
Like an
Nariana,
episode of Beyblades.
Nariana takes a while to sort of watching you guys. The party seems to go on. The sun is continuing to set. It's getting darker here. Someone conjures a bonfire, and you start to dance in the shadows, and it's just a great time. I'll leave it to you, Alexios. Nariana, looking at this, if she does end up partaking or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nariana takes a sip, and you see she takes her sword and puts it in the fire and starts like fire dancing with her sword. She's never done it before, but by God, she's doing it now, and she's doing it well. You dance and you dance and you party and you drink and you have such an amazing, amazing time. And then the sun comes up. And the effect fades. As the sun rises, the alcohol seems to get flushed from your blood. The path in front of you appears as the stone
I just wanted to
moves.
party.
But we didn't get a long rest.
But you don't get a long rest, and everyone who drank, which is everyone,
Exhaustion.
one level of exhaustion.
Charlie.
Fuck. And I mean that goes away with a long rest though.
Yes. So you don't get a long
It'll
rest.
just be a little bit more
and
difficult.
disadvantage on all attacks and saving throws.
Ain't no way, Dionysus. Ain't no way.
Conditions, that's right. Okay.
As all of you have a killer hangover. Ilme, yours for the first
Nobody
time in your
passed
life.
out?
So if one of us had drank and not everybody, would it have still happened or not?
Yes.
Wait, how do I
Damn.
put this?
So only
I would
one of us
remember.
needed to get drunk.
Yep.
Damn.
As anyone, as long as someone got drunk and partied until the sun rose, it would have
funny.
worked.
You know what? We made Dionysus proud.
Yeah.
Listen, we're not gonna have a lot of smiles left. Like we
Yeah.
gotta take our parties when we can.
Everyone is so hungover. As you guys continue to hike, now 5 days until God's Sight Day, as the sun rises, and it's a fucking hot one. Whoever has
Can we take a short rest?
Yeah.
Can Teclis ask for that?
can,
Because he has a thing where he gets rid of a level of exhaustion
Yeah.
on a short rest.
yeah, everyone's like,
Nice.
oh, fucking
thank you,
cool,
'cause I want
Teclis.
Wild shakes back.
But yeah, because everyone is now realizing that the sun is rising, they're about to have a whole nother day, and no one got any sleep, you can take a short rest, yes.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah,
Teclis is
I
fine.
Teclis is fine.
Cute this is. The cat keeps trying to take my dice out of my dice tray to play
Aw.
with them.
Adagio, is divination on a long rest or every dawn?
Let's find out. What would that be under? Where are my feats?
In
Was
features and
dawn?
traits.
Features and traits.
With the sunrise, right?
Wait, divination. Oop.
Is my chest plate with the sunrise or?
Long rest. So I kept the 12 from yesterday.
Kept it 12, yep. Alright, so as you finish your short rest and continue back hiking, I'm gonna have Ryujin roll a d20.
Okay.
Has Ilmay rolled one yet?
Nope.
16.
16,
Oh.
roll a d6.
Saving it for us.
4.
4, and then a d8.
E8. Where is it? Oh.
I mean, after we're done with this, I want to see the table that you had set up for these rolls, like how you decided.
That's fair, that's fair.
An 8.
8, will you roll again, please?
Not allowed.
A 4.
4,
That means that I
okay.
don't like that outcome.
with 14 gods, there's not a d14, so I split it up into 2 d8s,
That's funny.
and then
Ah.
an 8 is a reroll on each one.
That's cool. That's a good idea.
That's what the rolling is.
That's
Can
really
we just
cool.
roll a d7?
Can you? Okay. So
Did you make D7s?
after a short rest, you continue along your path. It is a rather hot day here in the Olympian Mountains. Hot enough that there's like a bit of like mirages happening as you look down the path. There are also a couple places where the path forks and then like forks back to itself, and you're not sure if there are separate paths or if there is just the one path and it's just trying to confuse you. It's all a bit weird.
I
Yeah, go ahead.
I took damage yesterday and went at long rest, but also it's sunny AF.
Yes. So I'll say you have more than enough time to get back to full with your
Nice.
sun thing.
It's temporary. I use this
About midday, you see another clearing approaching.
Sorry, Latex.
In a similar fashion, this one, again, there is no path going forward. There is only this clearing. And centered in this clearing is a stone statue of Athena. And in front of her is a table, a larger table than the one by Dionysus. This looks more like a standard picnic table. And there are 3 boxes on this table, as well as what looks like a paper note in front of the 3 boxes. One box is gold, one is silver, and the third is lead.
What did the note say?
The note in front of them on the table says, "None or only one of them is true. Find my special ring." And you see that the statue of Athena is holding her hands outstretched like a bowl. And you see now, looking at this table, that each of these boxes has an inscription on the top of them. The gold box says, "The ring is in this box." The silver box says, "The ring is not in this box." And the lead box says, "The ring is not in the golden box."
Hold, please let me pull something up that I can draw with to write the little diagram.
I'll repeat it when you're ready.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull up a whiteboard on my computer so I can do it a little bit better. Alright. Whatever. So, drawing. Okay, so we got gold.
Gold, silver, and lead.
Okay.
The note on the table says, "None or only one of them is true. Find my special ring."
Okay.
The gold box says, "The ring is in this box."
Okay. Hold up, I'm writing it. You gave this logic puzzle to someone who likes logic puzzles, so I have to write everything out. I'm sorry.
The silver box says, "The ring is not in this box."
Okay.
And the lead box says, "The ring is not in the golden box."
Okay.
So none or all of them is true?
None or
None
only one of them is true.
Oh, okay.
So if one of them were true, it would be the lead box, right?
What?
If one of the
No.
It'll be the gold. Right?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
no.
The gold
so the
says
thing
it is not in this one. The silver says that it. Wait, hold on. Can you say it again?
Yeah.
the
Gold
ring
says
is in
gold
the
says it.
box. The
Yeah.
ring is not in the silver. The ring is not in the gold for the lead.
That's correct.
What did you do?
The gold box says it's in this box. The silver says the ring is not in this box. The lead says the ring is not in the gold. So if none of them are
It doesn't say
true,
anything about the lead box.
Well, it's not possible for them to.
that would mean all
Not
of them
all be
have to be
true.
true for the lead one to have it.
Interesting.
So if it's none or one,
Well, it has
if
to be one.
one
It has
of
to
them
be
is
true.
true, it could be in the gold because the ring is in the gold box. If the silver is true, the ring is not there. We're still stuck with not knowing which one it's in. If it's one is true and the ring is not in the gold, it could be either silver or lead. If none of them are true, the only one that for sure would be one that guarantees it would be the silver because it's not true. It's saying it's not in this box. I mean, it is in that box.
Man, forget this. Are these boxes
Can
like
we pick up the
movable?
boxes?
Exactly. Can I shake these boxes?
You pick them up and shake them, and each of the 3 boxes you can hear a little tingling, tingling.
Ain't no way. Oh my god.
But they have to have the specific ring. Did my logic make sense when I said it?
Okay, wait. So we said gold says the ring is in here. Silver says the ring is not in here.
Yes.
And then the lead says the ring is not in the gold box?
Correct.
Yes. Can I have it written down. Can I share my screen and use my pointer to explain my logic? Will that help? Will that help?
Don't
feel
share
like
your screen
anything
because
you
it'll fuck up the stream.
Okay.
I don't feel like anything you say is gonna make me understand this more than what I do.
Okay. So if it's none of them and we go by... Okay, so let's say it's just one of them is right and we go by the one of them as being right. If we say that gold is right, we know that it's there. But that means the other 2 are lying, which means that the silver one would mean that the ring actually is there, and the lead would still be confirming that the gold is there, but the silver one would be wrong twice.
Because
Does that
it
make
makes
sense?
it makes it so that it's it's
Yes,
saying,
so
okay,
that
I
one
get that, I
doesn't
get that.
let it narrow down to 1. If we say silver is the correct one, well, we know silver doesn't have it, but that would make it where the gold actually says it doesn't have it, and the lead would be saying the gold does, which doesn't work either because everything is contradicting itself. If we say that lead is true, that means that gold is also lying, but that makes it where silver is contradicting itself as well, because it would make it true and it can't be true. But if we say none of them are telling the truth, the only one that would work in that case that doesn't get contradicted is silver.
Wait, no, that doesn't make... So if you're saying lead is true, I'm going back to that one really quick. You're saying lead is true, so gold that's not in the gold, that means gold is false, which means that it's not in there.
Yes.
And then silver is false,
Sammy's having a
which
blast.
means the ring is in the silver. So if we say lead is true, that means it's in the silver box.
So it's either way, if you go with lead being right or we go with none of them being right, it always comes back to silver is the only one that can't contradict.
So then if we say none of them are true...
Still come back to silver.
Can I cheat and ask Phoebe? Phoebe, if I open this box and I put the damn silver one in, what happens?
You have 14 brains. I think you can manage.
Come on, Phoebe. I don't care about the brains. I care about the spirit. Athena will approve of my ingenuity. Use all disposable options.
So gold being right puts us in a problem that doesn't work. Silver being right also does the same thing. We say the lead is right. So the lead is not in the gold. That means the gold is lying. And the silver... But so the problem there is then the silver is telling the truth, which can't happen because it's not telling one.
But it's not telling that. It's saying that it's not in there, so then it's false, so it means the ring is in the silver.
Yeah, sorry, I got that backwards. My bad. So yeah, it's got to be in the silver. It's got to be in the silver.
And we look at the
I
daughter of
trust
Athena and be
y'all either
like,
way.
Alexio's checked out 8 years ago.
So yeah,
I'm with Honora on...
I think that made sense. I think
the
so.
silver.
Oh,
it's silver.
just to clarify,
Do we have...
you're saying
you
they're
should have
basically
known
all are
better than to give me
contradicting.
a logic puzzle.
Listen. You're saying that they're basically all contradicting, right? So,
Except for the silver.
except for silver. Silver says it doesn't have it. Gold says it has it. Lead says gold doesn't have it. So,
Yes.
if gold is false, it doesn't have it, right?
Yes,
Lead is false. That means
it does.
gold does have it.
No, so we're not looking at them as far as them being false. We're looking at them as far as being true. Because 2 of them are false. So if we say the gold is true, there's a problem. If we say the silver is true, there's a problem. If we say lead is true, that means the ring is not in gold, which means the gold is lying and the silver is also lying, which goes with the none or one.
Ain't no way
I
this
mean,
is hard to
I think me
I'm
and
gonna
Hannah are on the
just- I'm
same
gonna
page.
take
Me
a-
and Elizabeth are on the same page.
It just
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
need
say
to
we've
see
been
it
doing this
to
for
make
3
sense
years.
of
We
it.
know who
You
the
know what I
smart
mean?
people are.
Let me take a picture of it. Hold up.
hold on. Where's my notebook? I'm drawing a picture.
Hold on. I got you. Hold on. I got
What's
you.
happening?
I'll draw it in notes on my phone, and then I will take a screenshot. All right, I got you. So we got
I think they're because I don't know the right answer.
Unless you want to bet
Does it
Sammy got this
sound
out of like a
convincing?
5th grade puzzle book.
silver. And
Me looking
lead.
at my list of 10 like levels of this and just crossing them out
Okay,
one by one.
Let me start a screen recording. I got you. Hold up. I got you. The screen recording is going to do it. So if we say that the lead is right, that means that gold is lying because it's not there. So I'm putting an X next to it because that means it's not there. That means that silver is also lying because silver says that it doesn't have it, but it really does. So
The
it
thing
does
was
have
that
it.
they're all lying, or one of them is true, right?
Actually,
One of them is true.
Okay, now that I drew it out, yeah, that makes sense.
It's silver.
It's silver. That's just.
So who's gonna do it?
3. Shove
I'll
it in
do
there.
Okay, Honora, you open the silver box, and there is a ring inside.
Yay.
Pick it up and put it in the bowl.
You pick it up and you put it in the Athena statue's hands, the ring melts into the statue as the entire table melts into the ground along with the boxes and then reappears. Oops. Set all my dice flying. Love that.
That'll be 52 points of damage.
Yeah. The table reemerges with a new note, another gold, silver, lead box, but they all have new inscriptions.
Oh my
Ain't no
gosh.
way, Athena.
What was that
Come
you did
on.
Say.
The table says, at least one is true, and at least one is false.
Oh my god.
The gold box says, the ring is
Wait a
not...
sec.
Let's make a new
At
one.
least one is true.
Hold
At
up.
least one is false.
Was it?
But that's at least, not even
Hold
like
up, Sammy,
telling
I
us.
need a new
Ain't no
whiteboard.
Okay.
way.
I'm ready.
Okay,
I'm
Say it
not.
again?
Give me a second.
at least one is true, at least one is
Hold up.
false. I'm just repeating what I said!
I still haven't got that though.
I did a Harry Potter themed escape room, and they did the one where it's the first book where Hermione has to fix the potions, and my brain was like, I hate this, and I started like doing them, and I was like, this isn't too bad as long as I have like
Okay. At
visuals.
least one is true.
You know, I thought about
Oh,
making it
goodness.
that
Oh.
exact potion puzzle, and then I was like, no, I'm
God.
sure people have read it.
Okay, so gold.
Okay, the gold box says, the ring is not in the silver box.
Okay, hold up. I'm sorry, this is taking a second. I'm trying to make it a little bit better than last time.
This is worse than it exists, it doesn't exist, will always exist, and never existed.
This
exists
is like
everywhere
unpacking
and nowhere.
quantum mechanics, and
Yeah.
I kind of hate you for it, Sammy.
The silver
That's why I
box...
checked out 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Silver.
Silver
Okay.
box says,
Okay, us three got it.
the ring is not in this box.
Okay.
The lead box says, the ring is in this box.
So did we get the last one wrong?
Mm.
It could
I
just be
think
like a
it's in a
levels
lead
thing.
box.
I think
people.
I think there's levels to it.
Will
Okay.
you
think
tell
it's
us if we
lead
got it
box.
wrong at the end? Because
Sure.
I need to know as Anna.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so one
Uh,
false, one true.
Well, this is at least.
At least
At-
one.
At
Yeah.
least.
So
So there could be two true or two
two
false.
Perfect, I love that for us.
Okay. Hold up.
okay, so start with the gold. If gold is true,
The ring is not in
not
silver.
in silver.
That means that silver is false.
Yes.
And that would
Ring-
mean that lead is true. So that gives us
No, wait.
false. Or
Wait, say that one more
That is
time.
true. Say that again.
Wait. If
So if
gold
gold is true,
is true, and what gold says is the ring is not in silver,
oh
then
wait,
silver
no, that
is
makes
also
everything-
true because
Yeah, that makes
silver
everything true.
says.
And then lead
And
is
then the
true.
lead
So
So
says-
that-
that would be the at least.
Well, that
So-
no. So that still could be.
no, that
good,
means
though,
they're all
No.
true.
because-
If all three are true, then none of them are false. And
No,
at least one
because
has to
we
be
don't.
false.
It still could be in the gold box though, which means that lead would be false.
No, because what?
Oh yeah.
So the way I
Yeah.
understood
No, I
it was
see what you're
that
meaning.
look, if gold says not silver, silver says not in silver, and lead says is in lead, and there is at least one true and at least one false, meaning there could be two true or two false, or even all three. What it is right now could be one of those that is correct, right? Because it says not silver, right? Which could be true. It says silver says not silver, which could also be true, and then it says is in lead, which could be true. I don't know, man.
Well, so like what I was talking about with that would still like we could still do it as it is that way because it could be in gold, which means that lead is false. Which makes gold and silver true, but lead false.
Okay, so then we'll figure out the other ones, and this one just seems like the most likely.
Okay. So
Yeah,
now
so let's go with
so-
silver.
So if silver's true,
That makes
ring is not in
gold
this
true
box.
as well.
The ring is not.
Sammy,
It's gotta
That
be
still
in
makes
gold.
it.
realizing,
Yeah.
It's gotta be in
Ryujin
gold.
realizing he's out of his depth is going to take about 10 steps back and admire the sky.
Because
if
if we
say
do,
the ring
well,
is in
if
the
we
lead
do,
box, that makes
then the
all
other
of
two
it
are
true.
false. Oh,
yeah, because if we say lead is true, ring in box is in lead box, that means the
It's
others
gotta
are
be
true.
gold.
Yeah.
It's got to be
So-
gold.
So
Okay,
it's
then yeah, we'll do
so
gold.
definitely lead is false. So it's
Yeah,
not
it's
in
got to
lead.
be gold.
Okay, let's go with gold.
Gold it is.
All right, Anura, you open the gold chest, and there is another ring inside.
All right, pull it out, put it in the statue's hand.
It melts into the statue's hand, and you hear the deep shifting of stone as behind the statue a path opens up.
Yes.
Let's fucking go!
It was just 2 rounds. You got it right. It was just 2 rounds.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'd be like,
So the first one was right as well.
yeah.
Hey,
It-
we're
it-
off.
No better than to give me logic puzzles after that riddle.
I love logic puzzles, so I thought it was
That
fun.
was
fun.
so much fun. I
Yeah.
cannot express how happy that made me.
All right, so the midday sun beats down as you continue along your commute. El May, please roll a d20 for me.
Real quick, high five, Elizabeth. We did great on that. Isaac, high five. That was great.
Alexios Ryujin, good effort.
Yeah, good effort. Good. We appreciate the support. We really do.
See, it's
I
difficult for me to like
rolled
solve
a
stuff if I don't
9.
have it like
9.
in front of me like that. If I don't
That's
see
why
like
I
the
typed it
thing in
out.
the picture,
You know, I will
yeah,
say
it's so difficult.
there is more on this d20 roll than just these things, but you have rolled these things 100% of the time.
Are you talking
Um,
the clearings?
Yeah, the clearings.
Oh, well.
All right, El May, roll a d6.
3.
that's gonna be like a Titan attack
3.
or something.
Roll a d8, please.
Yo, that was fucking cool.
1.
1. Okay. So, later in the afternoon, the weather begins to turn, and that midday heat becomes a cold, cloudy afternoon. There are clouds in the sky that look dark, like they could burst into rain at any moment, but they seem to be momentarily at bay as you continue along this path. As the sun begins to set on another hike here, you find yourselves in another clearing. Once again, the path in front of you blocked. The statue, this time, is Zeus.
Oh no.
You see, there is no table. There is no bottle of wine. There is a stone archway, sort of similarly to the archway to Chaos that you guys just experienced. And looking at it, you see that it's very clearly some sort of portal. Because looking through it, where you should see just more of the clearing, if you look from one side, you see a grassy outdoor pen, almost like at a farm, but there's nothing in it. There's just like a little fenced off little area through this portal. What are you doing?
Can I
Oh, sorry.
sense any-
One actually, I forgot. There's another important aspect of this. In front of the statue of Zeus, there is a small altar and a beautiful, ceremonial, sharp dagger.
He wants sacrifices.
Wait, what's in there? What was in the field?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought we saw
So-
a sheep or something.
They're not in the pen, but there could be something outside of the pen, right?
Mm.
Can I like?
Can I put my hand through the
You put your hand through. It feels like fresh air.
Can I
Is there any,
stick my
like-
head in and see if I see any like animals or anything?
Make a perception check.
Okay. We're going to use the tiny die again because they're really tiny and pretty.
It was
Except
just a
when they
dagger?
go out.
Yeah,
It wasn't like a bowl or anything?
correct. There's an ulcer.
The 21.
21. Poking your head through this portal, you do not see any animals whatsoever. Ilmay, I will say, since you're over there as well with your hand through it, you do see at the top of the archway is some sort of arcane rune. You not being a student of the arcane yourself, you're not actually sure what it means, but it certainly looks like an arcane rune.
Can I ask if anybody knows what that is?
Ryujin, you do arcane
Perception.
things.
Make an Arcana check.
I'm doing
I was
also.
like, my things are clerical.
Yeah, go ahead.
I help none. I do nature magic.
Can Eric's do it too? Is that something he could do?
We have Alexios and Ryujin doing it, so I think that's,
Okay.
that's gonna be fine.
Okay, we're good.
What'd you guys get?
23.
Okay. Ryujin?
I'm gonna make it a
6.
28.
Okay. 6, did you say? Okay,
I rolled a
so
3 and I have a +3.
Ryujin, you're not a student of the arcane. You just sort of have arcane power, and that's fine. Alexios,
He has an
you
arcane daddy.
recognize this rune because you've seen it a lot in books. It's not in and of itself. It doesn't have arcane power, but it is the rune that you see a lot in books about magic that generally translates to verbal components. Like you would see this rune along with material components or somatic components. This is the one that means verbal.
You want us to say praise Zeus and cut our hand?
But why is there like a whole other world for that? Why can't we just do that right there?
Can I turn to Dardania and ask, is this something that your father would want?
I mean, he does like sacrifices, yes. I'm not entirely sure what this particular setup is for. But with the dagger there, I can assume there is some sort of blood sacrifice that must be made.
In Dardania making Arcana check.
I mean, you know what the
fun.
rune means.
Yeah, fair. Well, okay, if it says
Wait,
verbal,
when you say it translates,
once we have to like say a specific creature and then it'll be in the pen and then we have to...
Can I say sheep?
You say sheep into the portal, and in the pen.
I'm a
is
genius.
sheep?
What I
Is
fucking
sheep
thought.
Zeus's animal?
No.
No.
Or his
Can
animal.
I take the dagger and walk in there with the sheep and just
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, fucking gosh, she fucking dead.
and walk back out?
It's like that one guy with the bowl through his neck all over again.
I can't even tell you how funny that was to me right now.
Just also, it was the way Elizabeth like explained it with this guy. Just go into the pen and go.
Ilme, you walk back out and nothing has changed.
What
Is there
animal?
a specific
Ram.
animal in
That's what I was-
mythology that Zeus preferred getting sacrificed to him?
Wasn't it
Um,
rams?
Well, you do know that every god has an animal associated with them.
Zeus is eagles, right?
Oh,
But should
Yeah.
we kill an eagle in the name of
There's a
Zeus?
pen in there. I don't think the pen would hold an
the
eagle.
eagle's arch enemy?
A lion? I don't know.
Would I know that?
You would know that eagles
Apex
don't have.
predators?
Yeah, eagles don't
Yeah.
have arch enemies.
There has to be something that flies above the eagle, and
Didn't,
there's nothing
didn't
that does
Zeus
that.
like rams, or am I going insane?
I mean, in actual mythology, yeah, but in Gaia mythology, it's more simplified.
Okay.
Rams
What
is
is
my
he
dad.
like?
You're
as
also
sacrifice?
you're also thinking of God.
Oh, I
Like the
am, you're
Judeo-Christian God loves rams.
That's right. What is Zeus like as sacrifices in Gaia mythology?
Typically, the animal that gods are associated with is sacred to them, and the idea of sacrificing animals to the gods is not seen as a waste. It's seen as an honor for that animal. So typically, animals that are associated with those gods are often sacrificed to those gods, and it's not shown as disrespect. It's shown as respectful.
I say eagle.
It sort of like perches on the side of the pen.
I pick the dagger up and look to Ilme. You want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
I do not care.
All right. I'm gonna walk in and try and like calmly go towards the eagle so it doesn't fly away.
You walk in, make an animal handling check.
Glad I decided to do this.
cast lightning bolt.
That is I can't do math. 25.
25. You are naturally very good with animals, so you get the sense immediately as you are being very cautious walking up that you don't get the sense that this eagle would dream of flying away from you.
Okay.
It just waits patiently for you.
And I just...
Nothing.
Let's do the same to the
Can I
bowl.
take the eagle out to the table where the dagger was?
Yeah, you should place the body on the altar.
Is
Nothing.
the statue of Zeus, like, is his hands a specific way or anything?
Nope. He has
There's a
his
bowl.
lightning bolt. It's a very standard Zeus pose.
Should we have cast lightning bolt on it?
I'm weak.
Can I take the dagger and like cut my hand a little bit and like sprinkle it on the dead eagle and say thank you for your sacrifice?
Sprinkle, sprinkle,
Exactly
sprinkle.
like that.
Yeah, great. Very convincing.
Did I miss here?
You don't think
Or
it
is there
should
not
be
a bowl?
Dardania?
Is there a bowl?
There is no bowl.
There's no bowl?
It's
Why
an
did I think
altar.
there was a bowl?
I said bull.
No, fine.
Nothing changes on that.
Well, should we praise Zeus?
Can we say
Since that's what
praise
he's all
to
about.
Zeus?
Like he's literally, oh god, blah, 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 blah. Can we like get down and on like, in the name of Zeus,
Can I
this
sacrifice
eagle
this
has given
eagle
its life
in the
for
name of
you?
Zeus, King of the gods?
Dardania just goes, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but typically when sacrificing to the gods, the act of killing one of the gods' sacred animals is a major crime unless done in a temple, in which case it's extremely respectful. But essentially, if a cow is killed in a field, it is a crime. But if a cow is killed in a temple, then it is respectful to the god. If it were
So,
You'd
out
kill
in the
it
fields,
at the
perhaps it
statue,
would
not
be.
in the pen.
Yeah, what
That's-
if we have to kill it at the
perhaps.
statue?
Perhaps
So
that
Nora's
is-
committed a crime. I'm gonna go up to it, say eagle,
I'm
and
gonna say eagle,
there's
and I'm
a-
gonna go get the eagle and bring it out to Zeus.
All right, so you say eagle again. A beautiful brown and white eagle appears.
Can
You
I
go-
just, like, as I pick it up under my breath, like, mutter to Zeus, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
You bring the
No,
eagle out. The
Chris.
eagle sees its eagle friend. And goes, ah!
I got rid of that, I didn't leave it there for it.
But
Lord,
as
the criminal.
Anora is holding it, Ilme takes the dagger, slices.
ooh,
Can I just, like, still continue to, like, Zeus, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
The blood pours onto the altar
bad Olympians.
as the path
An eagle for no reason.
Yeah.
Enough time.
And Nora's, like, fully distraught that they killed an animal for no reason.
That's just the circle of life. He literally appeared just to be murdered.
Yeah, but he did appear to be murdered in the pen.
Neither did that sheep.
Lessons
Yeah, the sheep is there
learned.
too.
Lessons
I didn't kill the
learned.
sheep.
Okay, but now we know. Now we know.
Now we
Next
know.
round.
Exactly. Okay, so the sun is setting now. If you would like to make camp for the night, or you can continue to push on.
No,
How many
we
days
already
do we
have a
have?
level
How many
of
nights do we have
exhaustion.
You are ending the. When you wake up, it'll be 4 days until.
And we,
Can
I
I
mean, we've made
go-
good progress.
I'll
Basically,
chase
2
and see
clearings a
where
day.
about we are in relation to the top of the mountain.
It's hard to tell. You make a perception check.
Okay, I just want to see, like, if it looks like we've gotten closer about how long we have left.
Sure.
That
I
is
think that's the point
a
of
dirty
our
20,
time.
actually.
30-20? I mean, you've certainly gotten closer to that tallest peak. Maybe another, like, 2/3 of the way.
So we don't have a lot of time.
I was thinking this kind of reminded me of the Gauntlet, where he had like his like values, and we worked our way through the values. What if we're just like working our way through the gods? So we just know like, if we're doing 2 a day, we seem to be making pretty good progress.
Well, Sammy also said there's other things besides this. We just keep rolling this.
Exactly.
And
Okay,
he
yeah, but they
said
could
a
be.
week.
They see these at
Exactly.
least. Are goddamn. They could be.
So we have to.
I say there's probably like 14-ish clear.
Yeah, but we
guys
don't
are there.
have to get the clearings to get there. That's the thing.
Okay, but I say clearings as obstacles.
Okay.
We have to like
Um,
explain what's happening tonight, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah. So I say let's camp here, so we can get rid of the
Exactly.
previous night's occurrence
Rest thy soul.
and discuss.
Vanix goes, and if we camp here, we could have some meat for dinner.
Oh my god, he's perfect. I love him.
Vanix.
True.
Good job.
Vanix just goes and goes, cow, cow, pig, pig, cow, pig, pig, cow.
Oh my god, I'm gonna. Can I
So
do my
much.
butterfly thing again? Butterfly.
The chaos butterfly.
Dinosaur.
I would like to cook.
Absolutely, Alexios.
I would
Wait,
like
wait,
to.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Wait.
That they should with vegetables.
What?
No.
Can I do a check to see if I can think of like the rarest animal Ryujin can think of that's like land, like a land animal,
That'd
me
be-
look
like
at my
the
stuff.
most like a delicacy, you know?
Did I say
Interesting.
a flying snake and a flying snake would show up?
Crispy.
Bread.
Yeah.
Giant centipede?
Yeah, if you
Ew.
want.
You're eating a centipede?
Deinonychus?
No.
Damn it.
Ryujin,
Yeah, Velociraptor?
you haven't seen a ton of like super bizarre beasts in your travels?
We did talk to that one person in Spirit Point that dealt in that like
That is
in
true.
strange meat. So
What
maybe
is
like I heard
Weirdest thing
something
Nora
there that
has seen
is.
I mean, Owlbear was on there. You can try to summon an owlbear.
Oh,
But you do know that a lot of those exotic meats at that point in Vulcan are monstrosity meats, and it seems like this seems to be only able to conjure beasts.
What's the weirdest beast that Nora has seen?
All the dinosaurs, but it seems like it doesn't work on
Okay.
dinosaurs.
Besides the dinosaurs.
What if I ask for mutations? I want a two-headed deer.
Yeah, it doesn't do that.
Oh.
Wait. Is
I
it
want an
chimera,
albino lion.
monstrosity, or a beast?
It's a monstrosity.
Aw.
What's the
Yeah.
weirdest
Well,
thing I
we
can
can get
summon?
an actual turducken.
You can probably summon like a giant mosquito or something if you want.
Oh no.
Nah, let's not.
Yeah, same.
What about
No,
a giant
thank
fire beetle?
Sure, yeah.
We're gonna make a big
A giant diseased rat?
pit,
you.
Anyone?
oh, stop!
like a
No
roasting
way.
pit.
Anyone?
Did
What-
anyone save any of that Dionysus wine?
Poison snake? A giant toad?
You mention it.
seahorse.
You mention it, and Dardania dribbles a little bit.
Bruh.
Oh, please don't.
Giant seahorse. We could have sushi. I could do a giant
Oh,
octopus.
you keep sea creatures out of this, alright? There's no water in there.
We could have a giant octopus and have sushi.
There is
Aren't you
plenty of
vegetarian?
meat. Plenty of meat to go around. Yeah, are you vegetarian?
I was talking about everybody else, but I'll have a good berry. I'll just like,
roasted pig.
isn't it Vanix who always is also vegetarian? Or is it Tekla?
But I don't think.
Hispanics.
I don't think they're vegetarian.
No, I don't think so.
I thought one of them was because there was a thing where like everyone was eating meat and they like leaned over and gave me a good berry too.
Out of courtesy?
Yeah, I think
don't know.
Vanix just likes to give people good berries if they know that they're not
Oh,
eating.
I thought he was eating it. I thought he had eaten it with me.
But they probably did.
The good berry.
It's a good berry. Yeah.
Pretty
I'm
nice.
not gonna say no to a good berry.
Alexius, what were you saying?
Gonna start creating like a roasting pit to put all this meat like over.
Amazing.
We're gonna have like a mini feast.
I'll help at least like skin and process everything because Honora is good at that.
Yeah, and it's weird because there are no vegetable side dishes or anything like that. It's just meat and good berries.
I can cast create food.
Hey, there you go. So it's a wonderful, festive atmosphere. Very different from last night's festive atmosphere because this is all genuine. It's just friends taking advantage of an opportunity and making an amazing meal
Actually,
together.
Did we get anything
What the heck
else
does this
for me to
thing
cast
do?
Hero's Feast with, or did we forget to get another one?
If it's in your inventory, or if not, no.
I don't think we got more. I think we
I
used
don't,
the
wait.
last time.
I don't think I could find one.
Yeah.
Wait, where? Oh,
But
Mm,
after
yeah,
as the sun sets
sorry.
and the stars come out and it's beautiful, dinner is served and everyone, there's no table in this clearing, so everyone just sort of sits cross-legged and eats this beautiful meal for the first time in a long time, a fresh, meaty, delicious meal.
I'm definitely
We'll
that person that's
say,
like hand
should
feeding
we be
Lathos,
talking
making sure
about-
he's eating more.
Should we be
Yeah.
talking about this in front of a statue of, Zeus?
Should I throw like a cape over him? I don't think he's listening right now. He's out of commission.
You have
Does anybody
detect
have
magic,
tiny hut or?
Alright,
You have
Grandpa.
detect magic up.
But we're
Mhm.
also at his altar, so I mean, like, can he just hear us, or do we have to be specifically praying to him?
This might not be the best place to talk about things.
I could psychically link us, although I don't know how many people.
Yeah, I don't think you
Everybody,
can link 14
everybody.
people.
I can link 8 of us, and then tomorrow I'll tell the other 8.
Yeah.
Let's
just
write it
wait
down
and tell
on a
them
scroll
tomorrow.
and just pass the scroll around with like a quill and ink so people
I'm
can respond.
weak.
I can do something. I can do something. We have 10 minutes. I'm gonna cast Mordenkainen's Private Sanctum.
Ooh, all right. So,
So
as everyone is finishing their meal, Alexios, you whip out this schmancy spell.
I'm 4th level now.
Yeah. And
Give me, I want my
you
8.
make a magically secure space around all of your friends, cut off from the rest of the world. Sound cannot pass through from the outside or the inside. Visually, it looks like foggy from the outside, so you guys can see each other fine, but no one can see in. It is blocked magically from the outside. You feel very secure.
I'll still have detect magic up just in case.
Absolutely.
nothing can penetrate.
Whole thing
this.
is magic.
Nothing.
Yeah, so then we'll all sit down and be like, you're probably all wondering if we found what we needed to.
We're all wondering what we brought you here today.
I got this. I just want to put an urn in the middle. We need to fill this with something, y'all. Did
You
we
already
actually
did.
do that?
People minded you got the mud,
Bad.
remember?
Say less.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Just explain to them what it does.
Okay, well, we'll show it, and then we'll tell them how we traveled to the airplane.
Yeah.
We met Raya, we met Chaos. We were like, we basically had to make the decision of like what we wanted to do, so we can ask Chaos for a gift, and then what the gift does, and then our like current somewhat plans to like somewhat trick the gods so that we can get the marks on them, because we don't want to tell them so they can prepare against being like thrown out of our world. And then how it works in general.
They all
And we'll
take it.
ask if,
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
ask if their opinions.
They
If
take
they're
it all
okay
in.
with this.
They're amazed that you talk to Chaos and Rhea.
And that we're
Not that I remember that.
Yeah. They're all.
We do. You guys do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
They all seem very sort of. They're sort of internalizing it. And Lathos is the first to speak. Well, in terms of stabbing the gods, I spent a lot of time with Hades. I think what we're sort of condemning all the gods to, he kind of already does. That's kind of his existence already. He never comes to Gaia. He spends all of his time in the underworld, and he has a lot of control over who comes to the underworld, so I think if we explained it to him, I think he would have no problem letting us do it to him.
We do
He
still
help
have a
us
boon as
stab
well.
the other gods.
Never used
There
the
might
boon
be
from
a
Hades.
few.
We still have it.
We could ask him to help us stab the other gods.
Korra
I
goes,
think
yeah,
it'll
that's...
stop at him turning against his brethren.
I mean, if we okay, what if we got him just to stab a specific god, as in
That we know
king
we're
of
gonna have
gods, and then
Okay.
we can like work our way through the others. Cause
I mean, I'm of course speaking.
or Hecate, honestly, because at that point you might as well just the problem out of here.
It seems kind of redundant to tell the gods, "Hey, we don't need your help anymore, but we are gonna need your help to not need your help."
Well, it's not that we're saying we don't need their help anymore. It's saying that we don't want them to be able to influence Gaia on a whim when they throw a tantrum.
But at the very, we're gonna say that.
I am just a little concerned, Korra stands. I think it makes sense not to tell the gods about this just yet. Who knows what they would do, knowing that we had this sort of power. But the gods are not necessarily easy targets. And if we have limited ammunition, we could all take a try to stab Zeus and all of us could fail. What happens then?
That's why I'm saying we might need Hades to help us with that one.
But even with, that would work for a single god. If Hades is able to stab Zeus, he certainly won't be able to stab anyone else because everyone will have just known that he just stabbed Zeus. It'll be over. So I think, as carefully and subtly as we can, perhaps it would be wise to figure out if there are other gods like what we expect Hades. Other gods that could be convinced to willingly allow themselves to get touched, bear the mark. And once we have a list of those that we think might be somewhat more amenable, then perhaps we breach the subject of whether or not we need their assistance to get the rest of their brethren on board. Or can we not trust any of them? I don't know.
That's kind of hard.
I trust my father.
I know personally, Athena is a fan of a well-argued argument. However, her divine throne is on Gaia, so she would be someone that would need to sort of find a new home, find a new base. And while I don't think that is necessarily difficult for her to do, it's certainly inconvenient. And in this state that we find ourselves, inconvenience could be the difference between one side or the other.
Where is her throne? I thought no god was allowed to have their throne on
Divine
Gaia.
battlefield.
It's in the Oasis in the Divine Battlefield. Ares has his on Gaia. Dionysus has his on Gaia.
I feel like the Divine Battlefield, if she was stuck in it, would also be fine.
Why did she do that? That's weird.
You know what?
She, the way that Athenian mages and scholars and clerics say it is that the Oasis sits at the very heart of the Divine Battlefield. So theoretically, if someone were a true believer in Athena and truly wanted to earn passage into the Oasis, they would need to pass through miles and miles and miles of no divine magic and tons of monsters, with the idea that if they were to make it all the way to the Oasis, they will have already proven themselves as worthy.
I was about to say, I was like, wouldn't she like lose her connection to like her prayers and yada yada?
Yeah, no, the Oasis is special.
Heard.
Yeah.
I have a joke.
I have a little.
What would you call it if Dionysus and Ares teamed up for a battle?
What?
Grapes of Wrath.
I was
Boo!
You wait. So, who do we think would be? Who do we think would be amenable? Whatever.
Amenable?
Yeah, to taking the dagger, this whatever this things are.
I think Artemis.
I don't
I
know.
want to argue
I
for
mean,
Poseidon as well.
can we argue like
Just-
forth and back? Because
Yeah.
I don't freaking.
I don't
Poseidon
think
spends most of his
your
time in the
dad
plane of
would
water
be
anyway.
very-
He would only come to basically make kids and check on certain
I'm
things,
weak.
maybe give assistance, fight Dromocrates, who's now gone.
Literally,
But
just
he also,
a fuck, and that was it.
but he also influences Gaia a whole lot, though.
A lot.
Like, a lot. Would he be willing to give that up? I don't know.
A good
my
question.
father's an
mean-
isolationist anyway.
He's got like everything he needs and really, I think, would want on the plane of water.
Unless, well,
Vanek stands. I think I can safely say that Demeter would not be on board with this whatsoever, as her whole thing is making sure that people's crops are okay. She does have her divine throne on another plane, so she would be one that could easily just go to her divine throne, but I don't think she would want to at all.
You've actually done her job in the past year and a half. What do you think about doing it more manually? If you had a list, or if you had a group of people dedicated to doing what she did on a more, I guess, manual level, would you care to do that?
We'd have permanent providers.
I mean, I don't think that Demeter
harvesting
herself
bill?
is necessary for plants to grow. I think she has the ability to stop them from growing, or to grow them for sure. But if she were not allowed to be on Gaia anymore, I assume that she would be able to give her champion the power to bless crops in a similar way. I just don't think she would want to give that power to someone else, but if she were forced to, she would. I don't think she would just let all of Gaia die unless she wanted to.
That's what I mean. If it came to that, would you be able to do that?
Well, I'm not a farmer, but I could certainly help the farmers that exist. I'm a mage.
You know nothing about agriculture?
I know a
just
bit.
always knew
I know
a little bit of.
I know a bit of agriculture. It's not my passion.
I'm sorry, I'm an inventor. Kind of like I just assumed that it was. I mean, does the apple generally fall too far from the tree?
I mean, I grew up on a farm. Like I know
And that
how to
apple
farm.
tree thing, that was so dope. Like, come on.
When
Come
you
on.
say that, I'm just gonna like look over to Isis and Dardania and be like, I'd say yeah, considering they're not trying to fuck all of us constantly and they're actually pretty level-headed.
I mean, they seem kind of like, what's the word? Well, not Achilles. Heracles seemed pretty full of himself like Zeus. It seemed like, and then the sky. What can you really like? What weather?
Okay, yeah, but not every demigod is immediately like their parents.
I mean, Ilme is really hard to
am-
protect and kills really well.
oh my
Ryujin
god.
can swim and
I
breathe
made a
underwater.
list of the gods and I couldn't figure out who I was missing. And once you said Ilme, I was like, oop, there we go.
Hermes, there you
That's
go.
who I forgot. Hermes, my bad, man.
Okay, so back on
Nausea
track.
literally
Yeah, Dodgio
Well,
gets
okay.
gets a random like he's sick randomly, can't walk because he's
Can't
going so
walk.
slow.
Travel.
Yeah.
This is 15 feet of movement.
All right, so do you guys want to go down the list?
Okay, so we know
Yes.
Hades, obviously. I mean, I love Apollo, and I think, like, maybe he'd be open to the idea, but obviously he spends, like, very much of his time here on Gaia. Maybe that'd be, like, more like a fishing question, like, hey.
Yeah,
if-
he would be one that
know?
also his divine throne is on Gaia, so he would need to find another place to go.
I'd say Apollo's a 50-50 with, probably not.
I mean, we have somebody that he's in love, or may have been in love with. I mean, that might soften the blow a little bit. And I look at your hand. We
Hey, I
can
know
give
you
them
can never come to
their
Gaia again, but
kids.
here's Phoebe.
And your children. Take your fucking kids too. Well, y'all
We get-
kids.
I think
not you.
Hephaestus would probably be a yes.
Hephaestus
Yeah,
has
he's gonna
two.
come to Earth. Anyway.
Yeah, and he has 2 different planes to choose from of where he wants to
Yeah.
live.
Yeah. Then we have Dionysus.
That's a tough one.
That probably not.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
if
loves
it's
being
someone
around
who's
people.
way
How's he gonna party
wild
by
or
himself?
something.
He
I mean,
likes
he
a good
could
party.
create a pure party plane, but yeah, his divine throne is here. He loves being around mortals. He loves just hanging out with them. So that would be a tough one for sure.
Divine
I
party
feel like if we
planner.
told
Come on.
Hera that Zeus can't have mistresses anymore, from Gaia at least, maybe that would get us.
What if we just give him a furlough for festival? Like every festival would just be like Dionysus and boom, throws a big ass party. Every party is gonna be great.
We
Every
give Dionysus like a week out of the year that he's allowed to come throw the biggest party he can.
The artifact is the artifact. No matter what
Yeah,
you
so-
want, if he gets stabbed, he's not coming to Gaia.
shit.
So then we
What
have
if
we
it
know
courts people.
Hecate is a hard no to this. We
Sure.
know Zeus is a hard no. We know then we're pretty sure on Demeter is a no. Then we have
Well,
I don't know
Hephaestus
about
probably
Hermes.
again.
I mean, he's the
is
guy to
Hermes-
travel. We're gonna tell him where he can't travel.
Yeah.
You could travel anywhere else, just not here.
How's he supposed to send messages if he can't go places?
You could still travel
The
to the
message
gods.
spell.
Yeah. And his champion
not
can do the ones
here.
for Gaia for him, but he can still do all the other ones.
Yep.
The thing is that I don't think we have enough yeses.
He's
To,
a
like,
big
help
mail
us.
sorter.
He also, I mean, he does have a plane of existence. It's kind of a lonely one, but he does have somewhere to go.
Oh.
Yeah, I was about to ask because I don't know
lonely
much
one.
about Hermes.
Yeah, his plane of existence, his plane is Limbo, which is the plane people go to when they wait to see if they're going to get resurrected or if they go down to the underworld.
Well, now I feel. Well, we knew this. Oh, at least I knew this. But
Yeah,
now I
you guys
feel
have been
bad.
there.
We did
Yeah.
know this,
Yeah.
but
I've
shit.
been there many times.
Yeah.
We're just deporting the shit out of everybody. That's
Really are.
Go back to your country.
I've had some good conversations with Hermes in Limbo, though.
We think that
Yeah.
Zeus is a no. Hermes is a 50-50 yeah.
No.
Hermes is iffy.
I think
Well,
Hermes
just
would have to
like
get
the
convinced.
What?
He would have to be
What'd you say?
convinced.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll put 50-50 like Apollo.
Yeah.
Aphrodite?
No, she's a hard no. She likes to be around
Oh.
beautiful people, and she
But
likes to
she
find
also
them.
has her own world.
She has her.
Like
she has her own plane.
Eric's.
Absolutely.
Can we ask
She-
Eric's then what he thinks?
He goes, I mean, she has the Feywild. She can spend as much time there as she wants. Generally, she thinks that the most beautiful things are there, so it's not out of the ordinary. But I will say that when there are, I think the idea that there could be beautiful mortals on Gaia that people begin to admire, that she would have no way of knowing, that might freak her out. Because she generally likes to know if there are pretty people that aren't under her control.
But she can use
She
her
could use her champion.
followers
That's true.
and her champion. Like, it's not like we're cutting off the prayer to them.
I think
And they could always
with
and
Aphrodite,
they could visit her.
it'll fully depend on which Aphrodite we're getting when we're trying to convince her. You know?
Then, oh my gosh.
You have,
Ares. Ares is a no.
Probably a no. We said
Ares
Dionysus
is
is
a
a
hard
50-50?
Dionysus
Mm.
is probably a no.
Probably a no.
Probably a no. Ugh.
He loves
That's
people
big.
so much.
I know I love him too. We say Athena was?
Athena can possibly be convinced
If it's
She likes a
convincing
good
enough.
argument.
Yeah.
50-50.
if it's a good argument.
But it is inconvenient for her.
Yeah.
Yes.
What did we say about Hera?
Hera
we
probably
tell her
would be
she
fine
just
with
can't
it.
have any more mistresses. We think she'd say yeah.
Lulz. And then
mean-
I just have
Oh, Hera
Poseidon
would
and
like that.
Artemis left. What was Poseidon?
I honestly don't think Poseidon would like it.
Honestly,
don't
I
think so
think
either.
both of them would be undecided, like up in
Well-
the air. Because here's the thing, I see it as
Same
like
move as Apollo.
because there's a lot of Poseidon's like life and environment, everything on the plane of water. I mean, he's got a wife there, he's got other children there. That's where, the plane of water is Pontus, and Pontus is protecting Tethys, so we can safely assume Tethys is somewhere on the plane of water, right? The only reason he comes to Gaia is, what was to fight krakens and influence the sea here, but a lot of that isn't really needed, right? And I feel like it'd be up in the air. I feel like it could definitely go either way, but I'm not sure.
Sammy, I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
This
I
is
wanted
because
to
this is
talk to him,
Gaian versus Greek to make sure I've got this right in my head.
Yeah.
Does Artemis control the moon specifically in Gaian mythology, or is it more of like in Greek mythology where Selene still had that control?
So it's a different situation than Helios and Apollo, where Helios and Selene are the sun and the moon. They are what you're looking at. But Apollo needs to carry Helios across the sky. Artemis doesn't have that responsibility.
Okay, that's what I was trying to check and make sure.
Yeah.
Why does Apollo have to carry Helios across the sky?
An ancient deal that was struck.
I was like, damn, Selene could do it herself, but Helios is
So-
lazy or what?
Basically.
So the next question is, we
Well,
know that Adagio has his mind linking. As soon as we get there, do we want Adagio to mind link with all of the gods that we are pretty sure will say yes, and we can get that confirmation from them without actually speaking and revealing this?
we can also, for some of them, pray about it. And like,
Well,
I
can we
will
pray?
say,
'Cause
like,
But
We need
we
altars,
need a
don't we?
yeah.
Like she
You
could
have
pray to
more
Zeus
altars?
now. Yeah, we need an altar.
Yeah, you need to be in a temple.
well,
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
But we can still cast commune, but that would only allow us yes and no, and there'd be 3 questions.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't really help us like
No.
argumentative, like if we did with Athena.
I will say for the list, I would add Artemis to the probably yes column.
I feel probably no.
I think it's a probably yes if you tell her that she can just stay on the Beast Wilds and hunt, and that people can still go through with their ritual.
But she's all about sisterhood, right? Would she be taking all of the sisters with her and like just abandon Gaia altogether, or?
No, but
Doesn't
like
she
the hunting
also
party can
bring-
still move freely back and forth.
Doesn't
So
she
the
also
hunting party
bring
can still
beasts
come
from
back
other
and forth.
planes?
What?
Doesn't she also bring beasts from other planes to her?
How does she make new
Most of
sisters?
them already exist on the Beast Wilds.
But if something came out new on Gaia, she can't.
I
get
mean,
that.
her champion can bring it back to her.
She's not gonna get the new release. That's
I mean-
crazy.
Like, her champion can bring it back to her, though. That's the thing. Because it's basically her creating them on the Beast Wilds.
Okay, so our list of yeses are Hades, Hera. Who else? Did we say yes?
Hephaestus.
Hephaestus. So 3.
Just,
Those are the 3.
Hades, Hera, Hephaestus. We said that we're gonna have to convince
Triple H.
Dionysus, Hera.
Hera, Hades, Festus.
I love that.
We're gonna have to convince Dionysus, Athena.
I think you can firmly put Dionysus in the no camp, because
Yeah.
I can't imagine any argument that would make him agree.
Yeah.
So, Sammy, as someone who has, like, because, like, you know the other demigods better than we do, and,
Yeah.
like, it's kind of hard to tell, like, what the gods in general are. What gods would go on the yes list based on Gaian mythology and what we know?
So what you guys have been saying is pretty
Yeah.
accurate.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if we offered Dionysus like this, the ability to like pull people into the realm for their birthdays? right? So just has an ongoing invitation. So
Sorry.
every time it's your birthday, you go in, you party for like 24 hours, he spits you back out. Unless you want to stay, it's a constant party.
I was not ready. I'm sorry.
I mean, that seems like
Would it
he's a
be
party guy.
a stretch to? I guess I don't know. If worst case scenario, I guess at least we know we can. Where would Hecate go if we just did this to Hecate? What do you think?
Needs to be split.
She would
That
go
ethereal.
to the ethereal plane.
He can
Okay.
fuck with magic though.
If we just like put Dionysus, Aphrodite, and just all the fun gods in one place, they could like have like a Coachella plane.
Can we make pre-Coachella in Gaia? Y'all, we haven't made a decision on anything.
We just have to find a way
Have
to
it.
pitch it to the others prior to everybody else, and we can't pray now.
So my question is for the ones who can cast commune and we can like at least bring it up.
Message? Can we message gods? No, that's through planes. I don't think we can.
Yeah, no.
There has to be some type of way that I'm just forgetting.
No.
No,
I mean, there's
there's only prayer.
cleric magic and there's prayer. But if there
Can't
were
we
other
just
ways of
airdrop
contacting,
them?
if there was other ways of contacting the gods, then everyone would just do the other ways.
Oh, so we have to wait for them to answer. So we could just
Yeah.
pray and they can it's like a voicemail, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There are
Okay, we can do
altars
that.
for all the gods, all the major gods on Fort Agonal. I can't remember. Was it just Poseidon?
Sorry, what?
Fort Agonor? Did it have any areas to, I guess, pray? I can't remember.
It only has a temple to Poseidon.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about it with plane shift. Could I use underbrush as a focus to plane shift to the Beast Wilds?
No, it didn't come from the Beast Wilds.
Okay, I was wondering.
Okay, so we have 5 hard no's, 2 or 3 pretty sure yeses, and then 6 that are maybes.
Hell no.
Can I?
Well, we need at least 7.
I can possibly get a for sure answer from Artemis. I have an idea. I can cast Commune and see if she can give me focus to shift to the Beats Wilds.
Can't you just ask her?
Well, I mean, I would rather be able to explain it, and I can't really do that with yes or no questions.
You can explain the situation and ask if she's down.
Isn't she
Yeah.
under the maybe column?
I feel like this should
Artemis is under the maybe.
be... Yeah, I feel
Artemis
like this
is
should
under
be a
the maybe.
conversation.
So out of the maybes, the ones that have their own planes, there's 1, 2, 3,
Hermes
4.
does, Poseidon does, Apollo does not. Apollo doesn't have his own plane?
Nope.
No, so Apollo and
Uh,
Athena are the 2 maybes that don't have their own plane. The rest of them have their own plane.
I feel like they're also very sympathetic to us, and like if we made the argument enough, they'd be like, fine.
I'll make a plane, fine.
What if they create they can still make their own planes?
For sure. It's just inconvenient.
It's not.
Really?
Yeah.
And I'm sure
Oh.
Apollo would be like, and the sun.
Yeah, what do you want me to do about that?
And I'd be like,
mean,
find
give-
someone else.
Yeah, give
Be like-
Phaeton the keys.
Be like, oh, I'll give it to the one guy who has done it before and burned the world.
Give Phaeton a second chance, man.
That's a chance we're willing to take.
Not I'm willing to take, but
How
know,
about,
we could always use more deserts.
to clarify, we're not going to tell them, hey, we have an artifact and we plan on
No, this is like
evicting you right
well,
now.
get
This is
them
a
to-
vibe check.
This is
I
more
mean,
We'll vibe check the 50-50 ones.
Vibe checking if they would do it.
Did our focus
Okay.
to Hades like work as a communicator like it did with the dragon, or is it
No.
just like a ask me for something?
It was an IOU.
You can ask for his help with it.
You owe me, so stab your brother. He's like, I'm sorry, what?
Well,
I'm gonna need more
I
context to that.
will. I will let you guys continue to brainstorm as the sun sets on this feast. You still have several days until God's Sight Day, and you can only hope that those days are short enough that you can make it to God's Sight Day on time for your appointment with destiny.
Yo, we hadn't even thought about if we don't make it.
And we'll pick up there next week. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you have ideas of what they should do, let us know. Write in the comments. Let us know. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next week. Say bye, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.